Imagine chips in the swimming pool. You basically eat while you swim.
Do you drink while you swim?
There's actually a Malay idiom for that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there is a Malay idiom for that.
What's that?
Minum sambil menyelam or something. Minum, drink, while you're diving.
What does that mean?
Basically multitask.
Not in the best way, kind of multitasking.
I feel like if you're actually drinking while diving, you're actually drowning. Right?
Yes, yes,
Right?
yes.
Food for thought. Food for thought.
Yeah.
Yep. Still waiting for the tech files, ladies and gents. If you notice, the bug came out. We're still stuck at 1 minute 34. 1 minute and 34 seconds.
The turtle. Nope. One kill is enough. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, Zippy, almost forced back by Alita. Almost taken down, but AI gets the W there.
Yeah, but now we can see
Alita almost taken down, but AI gets the W there.
Yeah, but now we can see the weakness in the draft coming in from Mythic Seal. The only damage dealer is Ken. And if Ken is not able to dish out the damage, their entire team starts to crumble. They got a lot of control. They got a lot of defense here, even healing as well, coming in from the Hylos when he does have that Revitalize, but more importantly, coming in from the passive of the Kalia. But staying alive doesn't matter if you don't get a kill. So I kind of feel like Mythic Seal, they should have seen that fight and be like, you know what, Ken, I don't know. Do you have to wait until you get the Holy Crystal, then you feel more comfortable for the fight?
Yeah, I think that's also really one of the toughest decisions for a Joy jungler is, do I fight now or do I wait later? But if I wait, considering how expensive the Holy Crystal is, that you might just completely lose your window of your farm, of your proper timing to scale up, and then the time you spent waiting ended up with the other team actually already steamrolling through your jungle. So yeah, that's a decision they have to make. But I think what we're also seeing here is AI, with all the crowd control that they have around the Gacha, the Aurora, even the Phobius being aggressive, it's messing up the team fight of Mythic Seals. Like, they just look so uncomfortable in that fight.
Yeah, and now we can even see Zippy going to mid, getting the farm, and maybe even considering the idea of, oh, hold on, they want this kill, but the Revitalize has been used. It looks like he's going to survive. PS goes in with the Ogi Shadow kill, able to get a kill onto Boy, but no, oh my Jenny's the one securing it.
Great counter eventually by Mythic Seal, but at the end of the day, AI Esports still able to walk away with the kill. Black was able to jump away just in time. So AI still gets the dub there, but Mythic Seals will have the advantage for this turtle. AI Esports want to contest. Oh my Jenny, Black and Mad Sea. Can they buy time for the Hayabusa? Looks like they will be able to. Ken already used his electrifying beast. Not a good timing for the Joy. AI Esports encouraged to go forward. Kun already using the Revitalize. Nico sees Black. It's a Mexican standoff here in the river as AI and Myth have expended some really good resources already just for skirmish.
I don't know, man. I kind of feel like if the Granger isn't here, I don't know how much damage that they can really have. Ken is just focusing on farming, and I kind of feel like that's the best thing that you can do.
Yeah, already used. Again, the electrifying beats. Madzy thought he could get someone with a Dark Wave, but no, it's going to be a big reset. I think you're right here. The Granger now needs to leave the gold lane. As we see him, he's going to to join this fight. It's going to be 5v4. The Harith is in the bottom lane. AI, this might not bode well for them, but let's see. With all that crowd control, they might be able to turn it around. With the tankiness of the Gacha Phobias together, Boye goes forward. Nico, Zippy in a good spot. Glorious Pathway already. Blacks gets lifted up by the taunt, and the crowd control coming in as well from the Kalea. Miss Ken is able to secure that turtle. Korn gets taken down, but Nico gets a kill onto Oh My Jenny, and Mythic Seals have turned this game in their favor. They started this 2-0, but now they are at 2-3. Can they get their third kill onto Madzy, who is doing everything he can, but this Phobius will eventually get taken down by 3.
And there we have it, folks. We see Madzy going up against Zippy, trying to get the kill, but Zippy is able to get away. Where's the parent shots? But either way, we gotta talk.
Tankiness of the guy with them, but let's see. 5 to leave the gold lane as wave, but no, it's gonna be already used.
I don't know, man. I kind of feel like
did some really good resources already just for skirmish.
I don't know, man. I kind of feel like if the Granger isn't here, I don't know how much damage that they can really have. Ken is just focusing on farming, and I kind of feel like that's the best thing that you can do.
Yeah, already used. Again, the electrifying beats. Madzy thought he could get someone with a dark wave, but no, it's going to be a big reset. I think you're right here. The Granger now needs to leave the gold lane. As we see him, he's going to to join this fight. It's going to be 5v4. The Harith is in the bottom lane. AI. This might not bode well for them, but let's see. With all that crowd control, they might be able to turn around with the tankiness of the Gatakachaphobia together. Boye goes forward. Nico, ZP in a good spot. Glorious pathway already. Blacks gets lifted up by the taunt, and the crowd control coming in as well from the Kalea. Miss Ken is able to secure that turtle. Corn gets taken down, but Nico gets a kill onto Oh My Jenny, and Mythic Seals have turned this game in their favor. They started this 2-0, but now they are at 2. Doing it for AI.
And we saw, man, he targeted one person. I understand. This is probably the right thing to do professionally. EXP laner, go for that jungler, go for that gold laner, because he's the only damage dealer. If there's no Zipacutie, then it's fine. Yes, Ken is a monster, 3-0-2 with the Joy, but I kind of feel like the Joy, there's more room for mistakes rather than a Granger. So, Madzy, die if you have to, but you gotta make sure that Zipacutie is nowhere in the fight. I kind of feel like that's the best thing that you can do.
You lose your window. Eventually, by Mythic Seal.
Isn't here. I don't know how much damage that they can really have. Ken is just focusing on farming, and I kind of feel like that's the best thing that you can do.
Yeah, already used. Again, the electrifying beats. Madzy thought he could get someone with a dark wave, but no, it's going to be a big reset. I think you're right here. The Granger now needs to leave the gold lane. As we see him, he's going to the... I think you're right here. The Granger now needs to leave the gold lane. As we see him, he's going to to join this fight. It's going to be 5v4. The Harith is in the bottom lane. AI. This might not bode well for them, but let's see. With all that crowd control, they might be able to turn around with the tankiness. Bode well for them, but let's see. With all that crowd control, they might be able to turn around with the tankiness of the Gatakachaphobia together. Boye goes forward. Nico, ZP in a good spot. Glorious pathway already. Gets lifted up by the taunt, and the crowd control coming in as well from the Kalea. Miss Ken is able to secure that turtle. Corn gets taken down, but Nico gets a kill onto Oh My Jenny, and Mythic Seals have turned this game in their favor. They started this 2-0, but now they are at 2-3. Can they get their third kill onto Madzy, who is doing everything he can, but this Phobius will eventually get taken down by 3.
And there we have it, folks. We see Madzy going up against Zippy, trying to get the kill, but Zippy is able to get away. Where's the parent shots? But either way, we gotta talk about the itemization, or at least the item timing here, because we saw the moment that Ken got that Stardom Scythe, that's where he's like, okay, you know what? This is time. This is where I start to deal the damage. And there you go. He did it. And Zippy, he made the decision. If I let go of my lane, there's a chance that Alita might actually get taken down here. Ken is trying to go for that kill. Kun is here as well, but Alita is actually the one trying to get a kill onto Ken. Ken's still surviving. Now they got the Kacha comes in. No damage here at all. Alita having no mana. Should go away, but PS joins the fight, gets the quad shadow onto Nico. Nico taking a lot of damage, having to use the Crimson Beacon to survive. Now Ken goes in, gets the kill onto PS. Kun secures the kill.
That went on a little bit longer just when you thought AI would be able to get a big win with Alita outplaying Ken. Black coming in for the assist. In the long run, Mythic Seals eventually said, wait a minute. Let's go to the bottom lane. It looks like something fun is happening there. And they eventually get the kill, the clapback.
Yes, Kun secures the kill.
That went on a little bit longer just when you thought AI would be able to get a big win with Alita outplaying Ken. Black coming in for the assist. In the long run, Mythic Seals eventually said, wait a minute. Let's go to the bottom lane. It looks like something fun is happening there. And they eventually get the kill, the clapback, and they get the trade in the tower. They'll still also be able to defend the tower topside. So in the end, that ended up not going good for AI. They have to rebalance this now.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the fact that Mythic Seal was able to wait long enough for the damage dealers to actually come back, then that's good. PS, it was unfortunate, man. If he was able to get a kill, even onto the Hylos, that would have been good. That would have been something. But I guess he just doesn't have the damage yet. I wonder if Kun has some armor, or is it just coming in from the healing from the Elegant Gem? Oh, they engage in!
Mad C with a flicker dark way forward. He's single-handedly zoning out the main damage dealer of Mythic Seals one here. And the Turtle AI Esports have taken control. Alita with the Zaman Force pushing back Nico. But wait, I think the Turtle, where did it go? AI was the one able to secure it. It went to the hands of PS as Mythic Seals. Mad C yet again, the Mad Lad doing it for AI.
And we saw, man, he targeted one person. I understand. This is probably the right thing to do. Professionally, EXP laner, go for that jungler, go for that gold laner, because he's the only damage dealer. If there's no Zippy Cutie, then it's fine. Yes, Ken is a monster, 3-0-2 with the Joy, but I kind of feel like the Joy, there's more room for mistakes rather than a Granger. So, Madzi, die if you have to, but you gotta make sure that Zippy Cutie is nowhere in the fight.
Yeah, and we were talking about this earlier in the draft, that this is going to be a very difficult game for the Joy. He hasn't died yet, but those 3 kills and 2 assists that he's gotten hasn't really converted to big objective wins. They've only secured 1, but across the map, AI are converting objectives better through the kills that they're getting. They've gotten 2 turtles, they've gotten 3 towers, so now it's not even to tell Ken to find your right timing, because that timing, that window is so small for a Joy in this scenario. And now considering that AI has a BOD on the Hayabusa, a Holy Crystal on this Harith, at this point you need a little bit of a miracle. So Mythic Seals, they're forcing the issue with objective takes across the map, willing to sacrifice some.
I would say the Hayabusa actually has a good chance to hold on. Alita gets a free turret here, so Mythic Seal got caught lacking here. AI is actually able to get majority of the objectives here for free, but what's what I was about to say is that PS can actually pop off, not just because he has the BOD, but I saw Mythic Seal's item. They don't have armor. Kun, the only armor that he has is the Warrior Boots. It looks like he's actually rushing for that Clock of Destiny instead. Yeah, compared to any kind of defense, right? So PS has a shot. Like, if he times it right, he could get a lot of executes in the next team fight.
Let's see if the Hayabusa will be able to get it. Oh, but Nico walked into the wrong shrub, but still he's able to get away using the Crimson Beacon. AI have forced out a big resource, but they're forced out here as well. Conceal, here comes Ken, here comes Boya. Can he go in? Flicker and the jump forward by the Kalea. AI are fighting into this. Mythic Seals might be able to turn it around, but the raw damage, the crowd control coming in from AI, too much to handle. Boya still holding on, but he gets taken out, and PS gets the Lord. Zippy gets the kill onto Alita, but the major objective goes to AI.
Yeah, but dude, that was a big frigid glacier coming in from Oh My Jenny, man. Like, if it weren't for that Aurora ult, I kind of feel like Mythic Seal could have taken everything in that fight. AI able to get that lore, but again, with everyone's HP being not so great, they gotta concede this one. Let the lore get taken down, but hey, count your blessings, man. At least it didn't go over the Mythic Seal. And now looking at how everything is going, Ken actually has to be careful because he does have 3 kills. At this point in the game, 12 minutes, 3 minutes, if you give shutdown goal over to AI, it's a big power spike because at that point, highly likely that they will finish one item, and that item could be the game changer in the middle of a team fight.
Yeah, have to really find the good timing here if you're Mythic Seals. For AI, they can keep this up. Honestly, everything that we've said in the draft with the crowd control that AI has, how difficult it is for a Joy, even Zippy, as we've mentioned in the pre-show, that he's really waiting for his right time. I have no problems with how Zippy's playing right now. He was able to get that kill onto Alita. He's 2-1-4, is healthy. But it seems like utility-wise, AI has so much more in their arsenal that no matter how good Mythic Seals are team fighting, there's always like one skill that just changes the game in favor of AI.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, man. Like, they find these opportunities. They make losing battles look winnable. And now it looks like the high loss is actually he actually went for Blood Wings. I thought he was rushing for the Clock of Destiny, but okay, interesting. I mean, it could be a visual bug, but Blood Wings, very cool on high loss. I've never tried that before.
Yeah, same. It's magical. Well, I mean, centaurs are already magical by nature, and that is his kit. But yeah, he gets more defense. At the same time, his Ring of Punishment does deal more damage. He gets to deal better damage as well. So it's an interesting build
as well.
Yeah, the movement speed increase. Very interesting build.
Hey, if it works out, I'll give it a shot, man. If it feels good. Hey, you learn something new every day, and that's why you guys got to watch out MSL Myanmar Season 1 here. Looks like they're trying to go for an engage. No one home just yet. The Lord is spawning top, so I do have to see how the junglers manage to wave here, because everyone else, I kind of feel like it's not all that safe for you to actually play that long lane.
Alita.
Oh, very brave. Very brave.
Yeah, both of us just reacted the same way. I feel like we both just clenched once we saw him. Once we saw him dash out of that shop. I was like, "Whoa, bro, what are you doing there?"
A bit of flashback of what happened like last week. So
yeah.
Just a bit worried. I was like, oh, is it the same play? All right.
AI, better spot here right now. Oh, Boya looks like he's going to get caught, but he uses the Tsunami Slam. The guy goes forward. Boya gets taken out. PS with a shadow kill straight to the back, but it's a killing spree for Zippy. Mythic Seals, it's a 1-for-1 trade. Roamer for EXP. Not as bad as it could have been for AI or Mythic. Still very contestable for this objective, but members of Mythic are low, while AI, they're just blitzing the Lord.
Oh, but they're not blitzing it fast enough. Now Ken sees it. Kun as well. Nico and Zippy AI, they choose to reset it. Probably just waiting for their alt timings as well. Black's taking a bit of damage. Alita does have that Zaman Force. PS probably just waiting for the Ogi Shadow Kill to secure this Lord much cleanly. PS finds Zippy Cutie! Ooh, Winter Crown! Saves him, and now Ken jumps in! And now he Winter Crowns as well. The Zaman Force is enough to shut down Ken. And now on the back line, Zippy Cutie gets killed onto PS. So both gold laners able to take down the junglers.
With both junglers down, this makes the story of this Lord interesting, as both teams will have to go back to the macro and recontrolling the minion wave. Zippy, I had no idea the man had a Winter Crown on him, and neither did PS. What a play. We told Zippy earlier, I doubt he heard us, but he's playing more carefully, and he played so careful that the man had Winter Crown, and it worked out so well for him. Not so good for Ken, but at that point, Mythic Seals are going to take any win that they can get.
Dude, Ken and Zippy Cutie at what, 30 minutes, 40 minutes picking up the Winter Crown? That's very early timing, but also shows how fast they've been farming in this game. But the Winter Crown is out. I feel like if AI is able to slow it down a bit... Oh, hold on. Speaking of freezing, looks like Boye got freezed up there, but still using the ult to bring him back. Gapakaja jumps in, gets onto 2, and Monty gets a kill onto Boy in the backline. Ken looks like he's going to get targeted by PS. Still able to survive, but Alita gets the kill onto Kun, and now AI is on that Lord.
Can he? Will he even try? Zippy, Cutie, Nico doing everything they can to force AI back. They still can't go for a full commit on the Lord. PS, every engagement that AI Esports has means that this Hayabusa is taking more damage than he should be. And despite everything that has happened, despite Mythic Seals losing too, they're the ones who look healthy for the Lord, and the burst damage for them works out. But Ken gets taken out. Alita is the difference maker. PS goes in for the kills and the executes that we were talking about earlier. Mythic Seals are left with 2, while AI looks like they can finally go for the Lord that has long escaped them for the past 4 minutes.
Yeah, Alita was good, but oh my Jenny was cold with it, man. He's able to freeze up Ken, and now looks like an engage goes in.
No.
But Zippy Cutie, oh my god, it actually gets oh my Jenny in the back, and now Alita dashes forward, tries to get Kun. Or boy, Zippy Cutie has to kite away. He has the damage, but he cannot die now. He has like what? I believe 50 stacks on that Sky Piercer, now a BOD as well. Zippy Cutie cannot die. 50 stacks in health, 50 stacks in half is not 50 anymore. It's like 25, which is not enough.
Yeah, 100%. Math checks out. Gotta agree with that. AI Esports. You actually got to see how much they had to give up on that. They gave up a lot of minion wave control. Mythic Seals, though they lost the Lord, had a lot of minions shoved forward. Good thing AI Esports were the ones able to get the Lord here, so their super minions can come in so that they can push out their around, because I don't see those blood wings anymore. Maybe
Or
he
was it a
swapped
visual
some things
bug?
left and right. Yeah, it could have been also a visual bug, but yeah, at some point you're just
The best heroes in the game. I got 9 lives. I only die once. Try to kill me 8 more times, and looking pretty good. I gotta say, in terms of the draft, AI really magic damage. Have to play for
and defend this. They do have Lord and the burst damage for the
junglers.
With both junglers down, this makes the story of this Lord interesting, as both teams will have to go back to the macro and recontrolling the minion wave. Zippy, I had no idea the man had a winter crown on him, and neither did PS. What a play. We told Zippy earlier, I doubt he heard us, but he's playing more carefully, and he played so careful that the man had winter crown, and it worked out so well for him. Not so good for Ken, but at that point, Mythic Seals are going to take any win that they can get.
Dude, Ken and Zippy Cutie at what, 30 minutes, 40 minutes picking up the Winter Crown? That's very early timing, but also shows how fast they've been farming in this game. But the Winter Crown is out. I feel like if AI is able to slow it down a bit. Oh, hold on. Speaking of freezing, looks like Boye got freezed up there, but still using the bit. Timing at what, 30?
They're going to take any win that they can get.
Dude, Ken and Zippy Cutie at what, 30 minutes, 40 minutes picking up the Winter Crown? That's very early timing, but also shows how fast they've been farming in this game. Dude, Ken and Zippy Cutie at what, 30 minutes, 40 minutes picking up the Winter Crown? That's very early timing, but also shows how fast they've been farming in this game. But the Winter Crown is out. I feel like if AI is able to slow it down a bit. Oh, hold on. Speaking of freezing, looks like Boye got freezed up there, but still using the ult to bring him back. Gafakaja jumps in, gets onto 2, and Monty gets a kill onto Boye in the backline. Ken looks like he's gonna get targeted by PS. Still. able to survive, but Alita gets the kill on Takun, and now AI is on that Lord.
Can he? Will he even try? Zippy Cutie, Nico doing everything they can to force AI back. They still can't go for a full commit on the Lord. PS, every engagement that AI Esports has means that this Hayabusa is taking more damage than he should be. And despite everything that has happened, despite Mythic Seals losing too, they're the ones who look healthy for the Lord, and the burst damage for them works out. But Ken gets taken out. Alita is the difference maker. PS goes in for the kills and the executes that we were talking about earlier. Mythic Seals are left with 2, while AI looks like they can finally go for the Lord that has long escaped them for the past 4 minutes.
Yeah, Alita was good, but Oh My Jenny was cold with it, man. He's able to freeze up Ken, and now looks like an engage goes in.
No.
But Zippy Cutie, oh my god, it actually gets Oh My Jenny in the back, and now Alita dashes forward, tries to get Kun, or Boye. Zippy Cutie has to kite away. He has the damage, but he cannot die now. He has like, what, I believe 50 stacks on that Sky Piercer, now a BOD as well. Zippy Cutie cannot die. 50 stacks in health, 50 stacks in half is not 50 anymore. It's like,
Well, they can't.
Monty gets, but Zippy Cutie at what, 30 minutes, 40 minutes picking up the Winter Crown? That's very early timing, but also shows how fast they've been farming in this game. But the Winter Crown is out. I feel like if AI is able to slow it down a bit. Oh, hold on. Speaking of freezing, looks like Boye got freezed up there, but still using the ult to bring him back. Gatukaja jumps in, gets onto 2, and Monty gets a kill onto Boy in the backline. Ken looks like he's going to get targeted by PS. Still able to survive, but Alita gets the kill onto Kun, and now AI is on that Lord.
Can he? Will he even try? Zippy Cutie, Nico doing everything they can to force AI back. They still can't go for a full commit on the Lord. PS, every engagement that AI Esports has means that this Hayabusa is taking more damage than he should be. And despite everything that has happened, despite Mythic Seals losing too, they're the ones who look healthy for the Lord, and the burst damage for them works out. But Ken gets taken out. Alita is the difference maker. PS goes in for the kills and the executes that we were talking about earlier. Mythic Seals are left with 2, while AI looks like they can finally go for the Lord that has long escaped them for the past 4 minutes.
Yeah, Alita was good, but Oh My Jenny was cold with it, man. He's able to freeze up Ken, and now looks like an engage goes in.
No.
But Zippy Cutie, oh my god, it actually gets Oh My Jenny in the back, and now Alita dashes forward, tries to get Kun, or Boye. Zippy Cutie has to kite away. He has the damage, but he cannot die now. He has like, what, I believe 50 stacks on that Sky Piercer, now a BOD as well. Zippy Cutie cannot die. 50 stacks in health, 50 stacks in half is not 50 anymore. It's like 25, which is not enough.
Yeah, 100% math checks out. Gotta agree with that. AI Esports, you actually got to see how much they had to give up on that. They gave up a lot of minion wave control. Mythic Seals, though they lost the Lord, had a lot of minions shoved forward. Good thing AI Esports were the ones able to get the Lord here, so their super minions can come in so that they can push out their side of the river. AI, Oh My Jenny, as you mentioned, has been cold-blooded with this Aurora. Play around your star mid laner AI and you will be rewarded, and rewarded they have. Now Mythic Seals
and ever. Turkey, EECA, Africa,
it is surprising when Lafell did point out, and then when you pointed out, excuse me, Lafell, that we've barely seen Harith all throughout the Super League so far, especially in the play-ins and then going into the playoffs. Like, no one's banning it out, no one's picking it, and then it shows up, and then it's just busted up against Mythic Seal. So what's going on with Harith? Huh? What are we gonna get for Harith for the rest of the day?
Dude, at this point, I think if you're on blue side, it's so tough to make that decision too because the Kalea was open, right? But if the Kalea was banned out, then okay, we would have 100% seen the Harith as the first pick prio. But that's just the gamble that you gotta take when Harith is up and Kalea. You gotta decide between Kalea and Harith, and usually when you get the Kalea, it means that you have an easy road to snowball into the mid game. Once you get to the mid game and then you have let's say like a 5 to 6k gold lead, the Harith really should be kind of irrelevant by that point, right? Like the Granger should have these 3-4 stacks on the Sky Piercer, and especially with the Farsa, you should have been able to shut down the Harith, but that didn't happen because AI were just so good at managing their resources, waiting for their power spikes, and getting to that power spike without being too far behind.
Yeah, and I think also what's tough for Mythic Seals in Game 1 was that with their first pick, Kalea, if you look at the picks of AI esports, a majority of them are heroes that, outside of the Hayabusa, if the Kalea gets the catch, it's like, what are you going to do? First, the Aurora has the passive. It's like an immortality. So Kalea is going to be like, all right, I will waste my skill on this. I'm not going to do that. You get the Gatot Kacha has a chance to taunt or maybe even just jump away. You get the Phoveus, as we've seen onto Madzi, then he has a chance to Dark Wave and then punish you for wanting to pick him off. It was a tough choice for Boy in the end of like, who am I actually going to get here?
This is why I feel like for Mythic Seal in the jungle, for some reason, I feel like they're kind of one-dimensional. It's really only been Ken on Joy for the most part, right? Like, we saw a Hayabusa game yesterday that didn't really go too well. He's only really performed on the Joy, which is concerning now. If Mythic Seal want to play the Kalea composition that we saw earlier with the Juice in, you kind of, and the Granger, the first 3 picks of the first phase was amazing. You need a pick that can win you the early game in the jungle. And Joy is just not it. You know, Joy is kind of like a mid-game to late-game hero. Yeah. And on top of that, it's countered by the Harith. So when you get your power spike, usually Harith gets his power spike too. And when you battle it out, the Zaman Force ultimately wins out. He has so much sustain plus damage on top of just Joy having burst, technically, right? So there you go. Proper response. Ban out Fredrin, ban out Harith. If you want to play Joy, enable the Joy in the draft. They finally understand that, and they've identified it.
Yeah, great bans here. Looking at the bans of game number 2, for the first phase, it was Fredrin, Baksha 1-1. As we pointed out with the Harith, it's a good thing that they decided to rush ban it in the first phase already. So now it should look a little bit more different in the draft, that you've instantly put Ken in a much better place. If he really wants to be a Joy spammer for this series, then he's in a good spot right now for this game number 2.
I love the changes already, man, from Mythic Seal, and I hope this is what we get to see more of later on in the series, because it's almost been, well, they've already played a whole match yesterday that went to a best of 5. I was really concerned the fact that, you know, they still haven't adapted. They still are trying to put Ken into the Joy without really enabling him. So at this point, play just a safe composition that'll play from mid to late, get that power spike, wait for Ken to pop off on the Joy. We're going to have to wait a bit, ladies and gentlemen, on the draft. And there you go. We're going to resume the draft. Welcome to the drafts. Game number 2, Fredrin, Harith taken off the board. The 2 teleports of AI already taken out as well. Chip and Loyi.
But, okay, now that I'm thinking about it, doesn't that mean that the rest of the draft is so easy for AI that they're just going to be thinking, well, they're going to pick up the Joy? Because Fredrin and the Harith ban, that is Joy-coded right now for Mythic Seals. And AIs are like, all right, we're already drafting around making the Joy or giving the Joy a difficult time. Yeah, you've taken out some of the best answers for it. You can still draft so that the Joy will have a hard time.
I agree, and that's why it's still going to be tough for Mythic Seal. Despite, again, banning out the Fredrin and the Harith, there are still going to be many ways to deal with the Joy. The Badang, the Phoveus even. But at this point, whoa, AI are the ones to ban out the Badang. They don't want Mythic Seal to pick up Badang first pick, I believe. If Mythic Seal don't pick up the Joy here, and this is the risk that AI take technically when they leave everything open, they can leave the Joy open, but somehow a 1-1 shows up. First pick. Okay, we haven't seen a whole lot of this, by the way. Even
Yeah.
AI versus Paladins, it was always prioritized in the first phase. We got to see the first pick 1-1, I believe, from YG and also from Mythic Seal, and both those 1-1 games were a loss. I don't know why 1-1 so prioritized in Myanmar right now.
It seems to be the hero, something with the execution, but so far we've seen that the execution bodes well for it. Instantly, the Phobius into the 1-1. Not that it'll give the 1-1 difficulty, but more of like the Phobius will be so happy. Oh, look at all those little micro dashes, giving me a little bit more on my passive. And then the Hayabusa as well for the instant pick. What's tough here is that Mythic Seals, if they want to pick up the Farsa, it's quite discouraging to do that, seeing the Hayabusa on the other side. So if you want to do that, you're like, yeah, Nico, you're probably going to have a hard time here, but we need you on this Farsa so that AI doesn't get it.
The safe choice would probably still be the Juice In, having the Crimson Beacon, the Brave Smite, just ways to survive. But the Kaleo was actually left open, and they will pick it up with the Hilda, putting Mythic Seals Ken again in a tough position, despite setting up for what looked to be a joy pick. They have gone for the opposite. I think when you have 1-1, you're not really too concerned about the Fredrin, right? And if you want to save your pick, your jungle into the second phase, then usually that means that you have more than just one pick to show for it. So we'll see about that. We'll see how Mythic Seal wrap up the draft right now, because to be fair, I like it. I also dislike it. It depends on which picks. I love the Kalea and Hilda. The 1-1 not so much, and AI go for the Gatot Gacha too. There you go. Another pick that can deal with the 1-1.
Yeah, and we saw earlier the timing of AI with the Gatot Kacha and Phobius. They timed their ultimates so well. Madzi goes forward. Once he sees he gets a good Dark Wave, that's actually a surprise setup for the Gatot Kacha, or vice versa. So it's going to be even more difficulty here for Mythic Seals based off of what we saw in game number 1. And I feel like this Hilda pickup, I'm on the same boat of like, I'm alright with it, but also not. But at the same time, it feels like this is their sort of like soft way of telling Ken, at least we have someone who can supplement you relatively well from the EXP lane. You have a Hilda that can go around the map relatively quickly, that can help apply pressure or help alleviate the pressure if there's invades coming in from AI. So maybe that's why they picked up the Hilda.
Maybe, yeah. That it should be good against the Hayabusa, and it technically stops possible Granger from coming out. Mythic Seal with the 1-1, I think they gotta ban the Irithel here, and yeah, they do. Second ban, though, are they going to just lean into the gold lane and, force out the Granger pick, knowing that they have a Hilda already? Maybe ban out the Moskov, another hero with a blink that could give 1-1 a bit of some trouble in the gold lane. Good Juice In takeaway there, something that we were already talking about. A safer choice for Mythic Seal if they wanted to have someone to just deal with this composition that's right now very front line heavy, man. Gatot Phobius, Mythic Seal. I wonder if they still want to take the risk of going, like, it's a bit risky, but Kimi, do they want to go for that? It's great against the Gatot, pretty solid against the Phobius too. They ban it! Despite banning the box too. Man, I feel like some of these picks and bans are just not in sync with each other for Mythic Seal.
Yeah, I think also that Mythic Seals drafted themselves into a corner that no matter what AI picks up now, considering how solid, like a Gatot Kacha Phobius Hayabusa is always a solid foundation for your draft, that if you go long-range artillery mage here, then you pair it up with something like a Moskov or a Granger, you're already set. Long range up against that 1-1, you're already pretty darn good. So for AI, they pick up the Granger. Wouldn't be surprised if it's just going to be a Farsa later on for Oh My Jenny, or they could even go for even more surprise and suddenly, I don't know, pick up a Theramis as their 5th pick if they want to go for all dive while Granger's just safely in the back line. That, dude, it's looking like AI is going to win this draft no matter what Mythic Seals ends up with.
I agree with you. They go with the Selena, so that was the choice for them? All from the... I get the Kimi ban now that they pick up the Selena. Kimi does do really well, especially in the early phase against the Selena. But they go up. They still end up going for the Joy. AI, mid lane pick. They just need some solid prio in the mid lane, and I already feel like Selena's going to have a tough time there. Knowing that, again, AI can technically take those shots in the early game, and I feel win the early game still. It really depends on the execution here, but AI going for the far side is a bit riskier now against the Joy and the Selena, but I honestly would just take it. They already have enough offensive power to make use of a safe or very vulnerable backline here with the Granger. So go for it, Oma Jenny. I like it. I like what they can do with this draft as well. They're going to have so much artillery. And, man, if AI, with the Farsa pick, get ahead in the early game, this is going to be a tough watch for Mythic Seal.
Yeah, it's what's tougher even more for Mythic Seals is that it's so dependent on the Kalea and Selena now to somehow pull off a miracle in the early that dominates AI. Yeah, Abyssal Arrow is so strong that it can, if you start landing them over and over again, that will mess up the opposing team's rotation. But then once you get to what? Turtle 1, Turtle 2, you have so many problems just with the Phoveus alone. Because your kit is based on some crazy amount of dashes, then the Phoveus Madzi can just continue what he did in game number 1 and just be like, all right, not everyone's here yet. It's fine. I can handle this front line on my own.
Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. What do you guys think? Do you guys think AI, do you guys agree with us casters, me and Renmar here, that AI just got the better draft? And if they snowball, it's going to be scary. Or do you think Mythic Seal is going to pull it off with that mid-game extraordinaire? With the Selena, the Joy, comfort picks all around technically for Mythic Seal. I'm not too sure about the Selena. I saw some win rates yesterday, and yes, to be fair, the regular season, Mythic Seal were the guys who picked the Selena the most. So technically, it could be a favorite for Nico as well. We'll just have to see how they are able to use it here in the Land of Dawn as we get right into it. Game number 2 in the lower bracket finals. Remember, guys, it's an elimination match, and AI are leading.
All eyes really are going to be on this Selena. If Nico can pop off, play like how Super Friends, Few, even how Sanji showed off in the grand finals of MPLPH, then AI is going to be in trouble. That's what you get when you're up against a really good Selena player. You give a lot of difficulty for the rotations, but PS, Black already getting pressured early on. And okay, despite the draft struggles that we pointed out for Mythic Seals, this is how they have to play. If they want to make sure that AI doesn't just run away with this, they have to take what aggression they can in the early game.
Definitely. Lethal contest 2 here. Black walking up already. It does seem like AI will be the ones to take this. Mythic Seal kind of burnt out a few of those resources earlier. An arrow doesn't land. It'll just be a free lethal to PS. Getting level 4 with the next camp probably. Looking at the emblems though, pull yourself together on both Zippy Cutie and Boye. It means that, yeah, they're really going to be looking to utilize those battle spells as much as possible. So that means they're looking to fight as much as possible. Look for picks at least. It's going to be a high-paced game from Mythic Seal, trying to combo in the Abyssal Arrows with the Tsunami Slams. And looking at it again, honestly, it really depends on how they set up for the first turtle. Yesterday, Mythic Seal were always kind of late to set up for first turtle. They don't have that mid lane rotation for the XP lane. They stay in their individual lanes to get level 4. Therefore, you know, the roamer, Boye, actually suffers for not having level 4 in the first fight. But this time, it seems like AI going to be playing it safer.
Oh, PS really wants to get this turtle, but he gets Abyssal Arrow! Nico in the clutch, stopping the Hayabusa right away, and AI Esports will not be able to healthily contest this turtle. Mythic Seals! Nico landing the arrow just in time.
Okay, you know, I was said they were going to play it safer. I thought it was going to quad shadow back. Turns out, no. Decides to walk up. He didn't even blink on the quad shadow. He just walks in. Nico reads him like a book, and now everything is going to be taken from him. Not quite everything, but a lot of things. Even, oh man, the green cam taken away from PS. I think this is going to be a solid 2-level gap by the time Turtle 2 spawns in the game.
Yeah, let's see if AI can get any resources. Maybe in the lower part of the map. Nothing has spawned there just yet. But as we see, it's Kuhn actually getting info on the purple side of the jungle for AI. So, Mythic Seals, I mean, we talked a big game about the Selena. If the Selena pops off, here comes Boya popping off. Already forced to Purify out of Valita's hands. So that's something that Mythic Seals can play around later. That there's no more Purify for this Granger for the next 80 seconds or so.
Yeah, they can still play safe, to be fair, for AI as well. This, by the way, I love it. I love the fact that we're not stuck in the I have to go flicker era anymore. For some reason,
Yeah.
in the Philippines and ID, I keep on seeing players just still kind of force out flickers, which I understand, to be fair, up against the Assassins, up against the Hildas too. But I think you gotta take control of the threat that's right in front of you first. And for the most part, it is the CC coming in from the Kalea. So double respect for Jenny and Alita. Both of them want to go for Purify. It will help them a lot, especially considering they have a solid front line. They have to trust in their teammates. You don't always have to make that individual play with Flicker. You can always just chill, wait in the back, let Madzi shoulder bash a lot of these threats in the front. But man, Ken farming like a monster again. Find beats on Black.
Whoa, so aggressive, and it helps set up the follow-up for Boye and Nico as well. But Black, he's able to get away. His ultimate got soft cancelled, but Black was still able to dash out. Unbreakable the taunt, saving his behind just in time. Mythic Seals now, though, have expended resources, but it looks like this turtle is going to be good for them unless PS. Will he commit the Shadow in? Will he even try? He tried, and he got punished as Ken gets the turtle. PS now wishing that he could have picked up a Purify for himself.
Oh man, it turns from bad to worse for some reason. AI, it almost looked like they got a chance. Another very, very good chance to recover in the game, to play it slow, but they decide to play with Mythic Seal's tempo in these fast-paced games. Ken able to steal away the purple buff, and now even Madzi, he walks up, does get a few Infernal Pursuit procs, but this ain't really going to threaten him. He's actually going to put himself in a tough position. Kun already holding the wave up top, so no trades could be taken by AI, and man, I wonder why they're playing so fast. This isn't like the AI we saw yesterday who were playing it so calm, so composed. Good feather airstrike there, and the Boye just cancels it out straight up. Tsunami Slam too!
Okay, are they going to continue this fight as Ken already used electrifying beats? I think it was just a warning shot to keep them at bay, but they could get sandwiched here if they're not careful. Black and PS here by Madzi as well. In range, PS commits the ultimate. Can he actually get anyone here? No. AI also not completely in range to supplement the aggression of the Hayabusa. And all of that leads to Zippy getting just a bit of a push at the bottom lane. Needs to pull out though as Madzi's here. He does have the proc up. Will he be able to commit the ultimate? Yes, he does. Boye here for the assist. Phobius trying his best. Oh my, Jenny for the assist. They reach the 1-1 in time. Madzi gets the 1-1 down alongside the Farsa. But oh my, Jenny's stuck. He doesn't have wins by wins as Ken with the electrifying beats, making AI dance to his tune.
Uh-oh, look at the flank coming in. The sandwich maneuver, an abyssal arrow lands on Black. It's gonna be the full flank as Kun goes in, trying to go for more. Good taunt. Chain CC, Madzi staying alive, not for long though. Taken out as Alita picks up a Sky Piercer stack and a turret falls up top. Ken jumping back and forth. The missile arrow landing again. The Purify won't get you out of damage. Alita taking out Black, barely able to pop that AOG in time.
Nico. My cousin Nico. He's not really my cousin, but if you know the reference, you know it. AI! Bro, they are getting shut down by Nico's Abyssal Arrows. It's not the main thing, but it's coming in at the clutch. The moments where you feel like, oh, AI has something here. If it's not PS doing something that, you know, doesn't really turn out well for AI, it's the Abyssal Arrow of Nico that just turns things around, man.
Been so tough for AI. Oh, hold up, Madzi. Just as I say that, is looking to get a pick off on Ken. Won't be able to do so. Mythic Seal again. Good rotations, good recovery here. Rotating straight up top, knowing that AI will be trying to look for the bottom lane Pariah with the orange buff. Also gets taken away for AI. And now Mythic Seal, or despite, you know, a few toss-ups here and there, a few battles that didn't go fully their way, it's alright, man. They still have a 2,000 gold lead and they're still within their element. Zippy is going to hit that massive mid-game power spike. Ken, same goes. And AI, they really are falling behind. If Alita doesn't get 3-4 stacks by the 10th, 12th minute, it's going to be tough. They're not going to have enough damage to really execute a lot of these frontline tanky members in Boye and Kun. Remember, you fight a long fight against the Kalea, he's just going to heal up constantly and he's already going for more. Nope. Okay. Just a slight.
Yeah, they weren't completely in the right area just yet, but with Black taking a fair amount of damage, our Mythic Seal's trying to find an opening. Oh, Abyssal Arrow's gonna land again. Boyan not gonna jump forward. They already forced out. They're revitalized from that Gatapkacha. Mazzy going forward, and here comes the cavalry of AI. Boya and Civic Uti get bursted and blasted out of the map as Madzy and Black have set the tempo. Madzy gets punished, but that is a consolation to the domination that AI has found. Ken goes in. This could be risky, but Nico lands the arrow yet again. The difference maker, but Black, point blank with a jump, means that a double kill is set. Forward, they already forced that. Mythic Seal's trying to be in the right area just yet, but with Black taking a fair amount of damage, our Mythic Seal's trying to find an opening. Oh, right area just. Yeah. They weren't complete. They weren't complete. And Black domination, that the tempo. Madzy gets punished, but that is a consolation to the domination. Have set the tempo. Madzy gets punished, but that is a consolation to the domination that AI has found. Ken goes in. This could be risky, but Nico lands the arrow yet again. Ken goes in. This could be risky, but Nico lands the arrow yet again. The difference maker, but Black, point blank. That AI has found. Ken goes in. This could be risky, but Nico lands the arrow yet again. The difference maker, but forced out. They're revitalized from that Gatapkacha. Mazzy going forward, and here comes the cavalry of AI. Boya and Civic Uti get. Madzy gets punished, but that is a consolation to the domination that AI has found. Ken goes in. This could be risky, but Nico lands the arrow yet again. The difference maker, but Black, point blank with a jump, means that a double kill is set up for Ken.
Wow, I mean, everything played almost to the win conditions that we put on the table for AI. At least 3 to 4 stacks by 11 to 12 minutes. Alita was on par already. Oh man, PS jumps in with the shadow kill. Doesn't get it. Good flick around, and it's going to be a free lord to Mythic Seal.
AI, they've tried. We thought they found that moment, but Mythic Steel's still holding on. They're push and pull in the team fight working out well for them. And Nico, he has to be highlighted at this point. And I feel like that has set the story, with Black eating 2 Abyssal Arrows in a row now, getting his rotation and timing in check. Even though AI were the ones who found that big team fight win early on, it was the Abyssal Arrows mid to late team fight that turned it around. We talked about mid to late game in the big picture, but even for mid to late team fight in the smaller picture, it goes well for Mythic Seals.
It's just so tough for AI right now, but they're going to go on to Kun again, who's going to be picked off. But with the Lord, I think Mythic Seal really don't care about Kun. They've already used Feather Airstrike and the Shadow Kill. Big resources being burned out as now they slowly but surely utilize the Lord to get the tier 2s around. Luckily though, AI are able to do some pretty good work on the waves, stopping the tier 2 from being taken in the mid lane, and now it's a slow build back for AI. They've got yet another chance to prolong the game, to wait for the late game. But that's where I'm kind of concerned about this composition. But their airstrike again, Nico! Way too aggressive, Manzi! Utilizing that shoulder bash to chase. And, man, Mythic Seal, they can't let this lead go like this. This happened yesterday, by the way. They were leading quite a bit, and they lost it all just because they lost on that discipline.
Yeah, slight overheat there by Nico, but the good thing for Mythic Seals is that they've taken relatively good care of their minion waves before that pickoff, so there's no clear opening for AI in the map to actually make the most out of that kill. But with a 3k gold difference, this is still 100% within the range of AI Esports to turn things around. But it seems like the harder lineup to pull off. Oh, here comes Boya with a flicker and the jump in. Oh my, Jenny gets spotted out and blasted right away. The formation broken. Madzi left alone to his own devices. Meanwhile, in the back, AI still trying to hold on. They punish Ken, but Alita gets taken down by Kun. He's serving Kun. Finally, as AI Esports have had their formation broken and they've lost another team fight.
Amazing fight by Mythic Seal. Again, understanding what to target, who to target in the team fights. Another missile arrow almost landing. The Holy Defense in the mid lane will be procced in. And oh my, Jenny and Alita, these are the conditions we also spoke about that technically could be a disaster for them. If they don't get the lead in the early game, these frontliners won't be tanky enough come the mid game to handle Mythic Seal's damage. I mean, to handle the angles of attack as well. Nico has been a monster with the Selena. Abyssal arrows coming in from angles you would never expect. And AI really can't expect it. Every single time they see an arrow, it's a bit too late to react by the time they see it. And you can see for the items at least that they have gotten to, I would say, a comfortable spot, but they just can't deal damage against this very chaotic lineup of Mythic Seal at this point.
Yeah.
AI are going to have to find a very, very perfect team fight with them holding Ken and Zippy Cutie down. I don't know how that's going to happen with Nico shooting so many arrows, with Boye constantly threatening the tsunami slams as well. It almost seems like AI are just overloaded with so many angles of attack.
Yeah, it's like they can focus in one area, but then suddenly there's two more areas you have to watch out. Look, Ken found Alita all alone, and they've already forced a full-on team fight. Ken has used electrifying beats, but Black gets taken out. AI, because they saw the joy in the back, were forced to do something. They punish Kun, but it looks like the crossbow of Tang is a difference maker. As Zippy Cutie has a double kill, he finds Oh My Jenny, but Zippy walks straight into the high boost, a triple kill for the 1-1, but PS gets him back. Here comes Ken yet again. It's 2v2. It's Ken and Nico, PS and Alita. Both junglers are up, but the Hayabusa has to go back. Mythic Seals, they might be able to get this.
They can. There's a chance here again. Electrifying Beast coming out. Oh, the
Yes.
Lord! A paid after retro! Alita! How has that happened? Mythic Seal were in control for the majority of the game. One team fight where they decided to keep on fighting, and AI punished them. It was Alita. It was the bullet of Alita, not even a retribution that got them the Lord.
Saved by the Lord. The moment we saw that knock-up connect onto the two members of Mythic Seals, onto Nico and Ken, we both had just that guttural reaction of, oh no, Mythic Seals, something just went terribly wrong, and it did. The Lord bought time, and Kun now forced back, spotted out AI with their best chance this entire game to take full control. How many towers can they get? The mid lane push doesn't look that healthy, but the Hayabusa's there. The top lane push, can they get the Lord to push? Will they be able to get that tower down? They cannot. Mythic Seals has held on here, but AI have found a footing. Even ball game now.
Oh man, they're definitely breathing a sigh of relief right now. Oh my goodness, I thought that quad shadow actually landed. That could have been the game ender there had the quad shadow landed on Zippy Cutie. But I gotta say, usually I just give props to AI, but obviously I gotta give props to AI. Amazing plays again, understanding how to punish Mythic Seal. But Mythic Seal has done this too many times for me to say that it's, just the enemy team outplaying them. They had the winning team fight already. Zippy Cutie wanted to continue around that Lord fight. He ended up dying, giving another kill because Kun was so low. Or was it Boye? And then it became a 2v2. That really should not have happened. That should have still been Mythic Seal with a Lord for free. It would have been, should have been a 4 versus 2 situation for Mythic Seal. But again, oh man, some of these really, really risky decisions from Mythic Seal just does not end up paying off, and it ends up just looking like a pure throw, these gambles. The lead's gone, and that was what they were playing with, Redmar. If AI somehow can get their frontliners to hold on and play properly, like a proper front to back with the formation, it's going to be tough. Kun already, what?
Well, he's gonna get caught out here, but here comes the same by Mythic Seals, but Oh My Jenny claps it off with Z, damage. Here comes Ken. Kenny hold on. Winter Crown just in time to revitalize as well. Madzi with a flicker dark wave, but he gets punished. Ken still got the kill. AI have lost 2. So has Mythic. Even still, another standoff for these 2 teams.
They're just computing like robots once they get their win conditions. They're just so cold with the PS! Goes in for the shadow kill! Almost takes him out, Nico! Forced to flicker out! A big spell right before the Lord spawns!
You can call the region of Myanmar dark horses, whatever you want, but you cannot take away excitement from their name. Game 1 has served some interesting moments. Game number 2 serving even more. Still too close to call. One slip up. Will it be AI malfunctioning or Mythic getting their unfortunate mythical slip? Who can hold on better? We have to watch out for the multiple angles of Mythic Seals, but we have to watch out for the sheer crowd control that AI can dish out that could punish. Mexican standoff. Boye decides to go in. Mythic Seals. Can they force something out of here?
A good resource baited out with the Feather Airstrike again. AI's working hard, and this time you can see that they really have downloaded a lot of the Mythic Seal movements. The Abyssal Arrows that has been landing constantly in the early game to the mid game. And they downloaded enough, for them to understand the template, the pattern of where these Abyssal Arrows are coming from. And they have not been hit by an Abyssal Arrow yet. Again this time though, perfect timing, right as I say it. It lands on PS, a good chunk of damage, but he has the regen still. Another one back-to-back on Madzi. That's gonna be an all-in with Tsunami Slam.
Boye decides to go in, and the forward entry by Mythic Seals, it was stopped by the Phobius almost single-handedly. A double kill for Alita, for the Granger, but Nico with a shutdown on the PS means that 3 members of AI have fallen. Both junglers down. Alita still alive, though. He's gonna get hit, but it was blocked by the Beetle. Alita in no man's land, though. Time running out. No space to escape. If he can pull this off, it would be a miracle, but a miracle is not what he'll get. AI have lost 4, and Mythic Seals have their eyes set on this Lord.
There's just too much to handle. We saw a glimpse of what could be an AI victory with Winter Crowns trying to outplay Mythic Seal, but even with the Winter Crowns, Ken's electrifying beat still goes through. Even the frontliners couldn't handle that damage, and it'll be a free evolved Lord conceded over to Mythic Seal, who should have now the right angle, the right, I think, conditions to end the game. An evolved Lord with a dive comp like this, AI, they're gonna have to play it perfect. They're gonna have to also wish for Mythic Seal to do one of those, to make one of those gambles, again, those risky plays that could end up with AI winning this.
I mean, let's see if they'll get that. They can throw bodies to help set up Zippy so that he can get a good crossbow of Tang off. But this is one of the tough things about playing around Selena as your mid laner in a sieging environment. You're gonna have to put that Selena at risk. You're gonna have to put members at risk to go dive. But again, it looks like for Mythic Seals, throwing bodies works out well for them. That last fight for that Lord happened because they just threw bodies. They weren't approaching from multiple angles. There was one clear angle, but it all worked out. Boye decides to throw his body in, but the damage coming in from the far side might be enough to stop Mythic Seals and their push. But the leader gets found. He gets punished. No more Granger, but the damage from the shadow kill can only pop the immortality. Nico and Mythic pushing forward. AI doing their absolute best, but this looks like an endable angle for Mythic Seals.
PS walking up again, gonna be caught, knocked up in the air, and Abyssal Arrow landing on Black as they are going to go for the end. Another wave in the bottom lane, a Purify used up with the Feather Airstrike 2, full turret lockdown, but a Tsunami Slam will stop any hopes of AI defending this Lord siege into the base. It's an equalizer by Mythic Seal 1-1.
What a crazy back and forth between these two teams. It wasn't the cleanest, but damn was it entertaining. Pop the immortality.
So arrows that has been landing constantly in the early game to the mid game. And they downloaded enough, for them to understand the template, the pattern of where these Abyssal Arrows are coming from. And they have not been hit by an Abyssal Arrow yet. Again this time though, perfect timing, right as I say it. It lands on PS, a good chunk of damage, but he has the regen still. Another one back-to-back on Madzi. That's gonna be an all-in with Tsunami Slam.
It decides to go in, and the forward entry by Mythic Seals, it was stopped by the Phobius almost single-handedly. A double kill for Alina, for the Granger, but Nico with a shutdown on the BS means that 3 members of AI have fallen.
They downloaded enough, for that has been landing constantly in the early game to the mid game. And they downloaded enough, for them to understand the template, the pattern of where these abyssal arrows are coming from, and they have not been hit by an abyssal arrow yet. Again this time though, perfect timing, right as I say it, it lands on game to the mid game, and they downloaded enough, for them to understand the template, the pattern of where these abyssal arrows are coming. This time though, perfect timing, right as I say it, it lands on PS, a good chunk of damage, but he has the regen still. Another one back to back on Madzi. That's gonna be an all-in-one Tsunami Slam.
It decides to go in, and the forward entry by Mythic Seals, it was stopped by the Phobius almost single-handedly. A double kill for Alina, for the Granger, but Nico with a shutdown on the BS means that 3 members of AI have fallen. Both junglers down. Alita still alive, though. He's gonna get hit, but it was blocked by the Beetle. Alita in no man's land, though. Time running out. No space to it.
Mexicans, you can see that they constantly in the template, the pattern of where these abyssal arrows are coming from, and they have not been hit by an abyssal. The PS, a good chunk yet. Abyssal arrows downloaded an abyssal arrows that has been landing constantly in the earth. early game to the mid game, and they downloaded enough, you know, for them to
Stage. A spotlight for
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once. Vendetta doing Vendetta things, I suppose.
Yep.
But there we go. A quick little Slam Slam and Popo. No, Slam Slam and something.
Yeah, a bit of
Grab,
a
grab.
Yeah, the change in terms of the glue is actually still a bit confusing for me. But at the very least, it's still him, right? Like the fact that you can still possess onto somebody and then drag him all the way back, and then that kind of gives you a bit of an engagement ground. Hold on a second, Hades. Shadow will be able to commit onto Vendetta, and down he goes. Here comes the ultimate JPL, a bit of an overkill, as per usual from the side of Team Flash, but Rapidude is still the problem for the side of Team Flash.
And at this point in time, we are 7 minutes into this game. Rapidude is not in a very good spot as such. He had to expand his flicker, which is actually going to be a very important battle spell for this upcoming turtle, which is going to happen in 10 seconds time. As such, let's take a look at the junglers. Hades currently at level 9, while Nan is at level 10.
Yep.
So we do have a little bit of EXP differences between the two junglers, and to make matters kind of worse is the fact that we do have an Xbox that has the level lead. That means the last insanity will come in really clutch in helping Nan be able to catch that final hit.
The engagement, Curtisi opens up with the fair airstrike. Hades sneaks away the turtle, but Vendetta once again goes down for the count. The Vanix Kimmy is starting to rank up.
So it does seem as though we do have Nan that unfortunately missed out onto the key retribution hit. Hades managed to take it at the final second. As such, it is going to be a turtle that is yielded over to the side of Flash. While speaking of Flash, they have also managed to take down the T1 turret up at the top.
Wow, Vanix just shooting him down. That's another stack for the Sky Piercer for the side of Vanix. The airstrike from the side of Curtisi lands on the Nun. Should be able to walk it out just fine for now, but top side also cracked open by Flash.
Definitely not going to be a great game to start off with quite a bit of these differences, right? We're looking at about 1,000 gold difference.
Yeah, but at the same time, another engagement as well. Hades coming in for the flank as well. Vendetta gets caught. Will be able to secure the kill for the side of Flash as she 1 XP laner for the side of Absolute Zero down.
All 5 members coming from the side of Team Flash, they are very feisty for a kill. They probably just wanted to end this game ASAP, because I can totally understand why. But for now, we do have Rapidude finding himself once again in the top spot. Even expanding out that airstrike. Absolute Zero, they're in a tough spot, buddy.
I'm really glad to see, because obviously I'm supporting for Flash, right? But then again, you start to see that Absolute Zero, the momentum is broken. Flash right now is using what Absolute Zero did to them in game number 2 against them in game number 3. They're upping the tempo, they're using every single battle spell or even ultimate just to secure one kill, even if it's inefficient. Right now, Flash SG is just showing fear among Absolute Zero's ranks.
Yeah, so looking at the itemizations, it can help us a little bit more. We do have the corrosion sights as well as the golden staff that's been picked up for the side of Moscow. Well, unfortunately, we have a total of 2,000 gold more from the Kimi as compared to the Moscow, as we do have the concentrated energy, the Sky Piercer, as well as the Holy Crystal. In fact, probably building up onto the Blood Wings very soon.
Yeah, you can also go for the glowing one as well. I think glowing one is really good against the likes of Rapidu, the likes of Nan as well, because you really need to try to shred. And here we go. It's gonna be Nan starting out the Lord for now. Slice and Dice does have the Firaga armor still up, plus the Sanity is still available if they want the zone. However, because Flash SG is a very mobile team, they can be anywhere and every time and everywhere.
Is the Divine Glaive actually viable for Kimi?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
So,
okay, instead of burning, they're just going to go in. Hold on a second, Salas
oh,
takes the shadow kill, but would not be able to secure the kill by the side of Hades, but that's good enough. SOD, I think that lands right now, but then again, the intention is very split. Hades, oh, wait.
Oh, the shotgun!
Using the shotgun, allowing Hades to get away, but then again, right into his impending doom, because Nan is right there to burn him down. 2 members, 3 members from the side of Flash as she goes down in that Lord fight.
I thought that would be such a nutty escape, dude. I thought he would be able to get away, but unfortunately wasn't able to. As now Absolute Zero now have got priority over the Lord, and will be able to take that Lord down with no questions asked.
Yep.
The Lord will then be marching down either in top or the bottom lane. As such, the middle lane T1 turret is going to be under threat and be taken down. I think that there's still time for the Lord to march down the middle lane, so that's still definitely going to be helping it out even more as compared to the sides.
Yeah, I can't get over that play coming up from Hades earlier just now, right? Like the fact that he could just shadow away. I was like, wait, your shadow can DP you so far? But unfortunately, Nan is there burning it up, but then again, the Lord will be marching up top. That's also going to be a problem side of Flash SG.
Seems like the top lane T2 did get hit by a tad little bit, which justified the change, or rather justified the pathing of the Lord to go up top. Well, in the meantime, Absolute Zero kind of seems as though they really want the blood of Team Flash by inhibiting their jungle and trying to take that away.
Hades Shadows right on the way, but Rapidu buying some time. JPL using the shortcut as well, bringing everybody in. Shadow kill goes, even though the SOD lands, but there's another Lord that's marching up top. Right now, Team Flash is just using offense as a defense. Salas walking in that bush, trying to make a play on it, but he picks up a kill. And now JPL is left alone here with the help of Bougie. We'll be able to take a triple kill. Right now, Flash SG is in shambles.
Who would have thunk? We thought that that would probably be the end of Salas, but in the end, he managed to pick up 3 kills for himself. And now, we have got 3 men down from the side of Team Flash. This gives such a big opportunity for Absolute Zero to crash down over to all of the T2s, and even potentially try to bring down some more HP out of the T3.
But the airstrike just allows Vendetta, just goes in, just slaps him. Salas gets tagged on by the glue right now. Just right back, but right into Katisi though. Vanix picks up a kill. He's able to defend this for now.
He's even gotten godlike spree, and unfortunately, that is going to be also a good one.
Vanix! The Sky Piercer stacks is really helping now, but here comes the ultimate coming up a Rapidu as well, but he gets melted down by Vanix the slow as well. Firaga armor, no last insanity for him to get on away, and now we're fighting on Absolute Zero side of the map.
Such a back and forth. It could have gone to Absolute Zero, and then it could have gone to Team Flash. With the goal economy, it really does not dictate exactly who will win.
Shadow Kill to try to push everybody away for now. Now Flash SG needs to try to end this, but then again, the Firaga armor gets popped by the airstrike from the side of Kurtisi. Nobody from the side of Absolute Zero. You gotta stop it, but Silence is already up here, trying to wave clear, but Vanix picking up a double kill. Hades! 4 kill. Salas gets taken down, but there is no minutes for the side of Flash SG.
They're constantly just going back in over and over again, despite them just reviving. They still found themselves being dead, and Rapidu is going to do the exact same thing.
AD is going for Bucci, tried to zone away to Juicin, but Rapidu can also do damage. He can do the hurt, but Banix flickers forward, takes down the core. One more game in the hands of Flash SG.
Oh man, that game ended fast.
They were hungry.
They were hungry.
It's time for lunch.
Technically, yeah.
Oh, we're late for lunch.
What time is it now?
It's 3.
Oh, damn.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Okay.
dang. Okay. So now we've got a total of 2 games in favor of Team Flash, and coming into this best of 3, we just require just 1 more game for Team Flash, and unfortunately 2 more games coming in from AZ.
But you can start to see, right, for side Team Flash, they mean business. And I love it when you get to see the fight between 2 teams. Absolute Zero looking to topple a Titan right here, trying to also topple a super team to...
The Sasuke moment, Moksha going to be banned out. First pick, Kalea, still up for grabs. I think it still is the best choice to go for, knowing that the Harriet is...
The Ninja as well.
Has been banned. But Chip and Loyi were the choices for AI, so it could be a Chip Loyi pick to respond to Kalea, to the Kalea.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Kalia is very dangerous, but I would not let go of that Lu Yi. Oh, Badang, I love that ban. Completely forgot. Badang is such a game changer ever since yesterday. But now, Mythic Seal, are you gonna pick up the Lu Yi or the Kalia? Personally, for me, I'm more worried about the Lu Yi. Yeah, that's it. I have nothing else.
I think Kalea for me. I would just go for the Kalea, the standard first pick. If not, then the Chip, I think, over the Loyi. Just because, well, to be fair, Nico has been pretty good on the Loyi too, so I wouldn't mind if they actually do go for the Loyi, but it's none of it. It's going to be the 1-1 again. What are we talking about, man? This is Mythic Seal. We want to see more mechanical picks, and they give it to us. There you go. 1-1 first pick when the Kalea is up for grabs, when the Chip and Loyi is up for grabs. So AI, they could go Loyi Kalea, they could go... I don't think they could go Chip Kalea, but Loyi Kalea sounds pretty good, right? I wonder if they want to just go Irithel now. They banned out the Joy. Might as well just fully counter the 1-1, right?
Yeah. Is there a priority jungler here? Because I'm thinking of the Lucas. We haven't seen them using the Hanzo.
Oh.
Yep. So they go for Lucas, man. Get Naruto and then get Chip as well. They could have gotten the family, man. Just take Sakura. But now Mythic Seal, they can still get it, which is insane. They can get Lu Yi and the Kalia.
Yep, they could. Loyi and the Kalea, I think, will be a solid choice to go for. But looking at the Lucas, I'm not too sure if you actually want to teleport. I think you just want to react to it, right? Oh man, Lucas and Chip and Lucas in any teleport with Loyi too, it works, is a pretty scary combination. Right as you see him teleport, he's going to go full Ninetales form, skill 1 anti-CC. TC's your entire team doing AoE, and then shoots out that Teal Beast Bomb. So Mythic Seal, I really don't know what they're gonna go for the Phoveus and the Valence, so they're gonna skip on the possibility of picking up the Loyi and even the what were we saying earlier? Kalea, yeah, Kalea. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I kind of do like it. Like the Phoveus is generally just pretty good. Only that you don't have this mysticism. You know where everyone's going. You know that the Phoveus is going XP, Valentina going mid. I feel like AI should ban the Ling here, but they ban out the Kalia first.
Okay.
I wonder if there's anyone that Mythic Seal has to worry about. Just because there's a Chip, you don't have to worry about them Tilda. But if AI can make it work, woo! Robots, man, robots.
I think the Glue is still a pretty solid choice to go for right now for AI, right? They just need frontline, proper frontline. The Gatot Kacha actually is a pretty solid choice to go for too. So Mythic Seal could still ban out the Gatot Kacha. It will be a pretty good XP laner for the Chip, as the Chip will go roam. But technically, this Lucas is still a flex pick. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can't really flex that Valentina to go EXP. Unless Nico's like, yo, you want to give me that Phoveus, dude? I wouldn't knock it. I wouldn't knock it. AI now, in terms of the bans, I still feel like you gotta respect that link, unless you really do want to flex and actually put Lucas in EXP, and then you yourself pick up the link. But no, they ban out the Tigreal. Really? Hold on, let me see here.
Oh.
It's Nissan 3 bans for Boye.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of emphasis on just shutting down Boye. The glue ban, as expected, the Gatot Kacha I don't think will come through here. I thought it was either or, right? Gatot or glue, and then the Irithel ban, because the Irithel is still up for grabs, and I don't think AI are going to shy away from it if it is left open here in the second phase. Last game was banned out. First ban in the second phase by Mythic Seal. This time they're taking their time with it, so really thinking about a possible, in my opinion, Gatot Kacha. But yeah, they have to ban the Irithel. Too much pressure in the lane itself. So Irithel taken out, that's the main counter to the 1-1. We might just see AI go for, at this point, what, Granger and Kimmy, right? Should be.
Yeah, the real thing is like, who do you want to show? Do you want to show the Lucas or do you want to show the Kimmy? I kind of feel like hiding the Lucas might be the best idea here. Granger, yeah, for sure. If you want to be zesty with it, maybe even a Bruno just for damage. But no, they actually go for the Moskov. I feel like it's quite brave considering that the Valentina can unleash the beast and the Phoveus can just get on top of you. But hey, Alita's got to be very confident in his mechanics.
Yeah, I agree with you. I guess they're trying to say that, you know, Mythic Seal technically now are very team fight based. They're very like group up centric, and with the Moskov, AI definitely have more ways now to split push on the map. Takes away a lot more of that group up power from Mythic Seal. But in the jungle, we've yet to see what. Oh, by the way, it could also be a safe choice because Mythic Seal might go Ling, yeah. So the Moskov choice was kind of a read into what Mythic Seal could have taken. There you go. The Gatot Kacha that I think they were thinking about banning will be picked up by themselves here, taking it away from AI, which is okay. I wouldn't say the best choice because the Kimmy is present in the AI and they can deal a lot of damage bypassing through Gatot Kacha's main, again, physical damage. What's it called? Soakability? Soakability, is that a word? Is that a term?
Yeah, you know, we can do what we want.
Yes, sir.
I'm actually lost. What are you talking about?
I was talking about the Moscow being a good pick against the Ling.
Yeah. And now the Esmeralda gets picked up in the EXP. 0% win rate so far in MSL Myanmar, but it's still a very solid pick. And honestly, if you're looking at the crowd control, it's not continuous crowd control. So the Esme can suck all that shield.
That's actually pretty good. I really like this pick. You know, against the Gatot Kacha, again, against the Ling is pretty solid too. I think the 1-1... it really depends on how they utilize the 1-1. If the 1-1 gets first item Sea Halberd, it could be a way to deal with the Esmeralda. But yeah, so far, I'm a fan of AI's draft. Honestly, I like the components, the individual components and how they work together. They're all kind of ready to fight as well. They have a massive CC ability in the Lucas, plus the Esme combo when they go for the shortcuts.
Yeah, honestly, I really want to see the pathing coming in from Ken. Like, does he help his side laners actually get an advantage? Because honestly, looking at the side lanes, it's quite 50-50, but maybe an early rotation could get that advantage. But going up against a Lucas, you know, worried that it might blow up in your own face. I just want to see how he farms up this game.
Let's see, ladies and gentlemen, coming into it, it's the battle for match point first here as we have a 1-1 in the best of 5 series, an elimination match for AI versus Mythic Seal.
Yep, and now looking at the junglers, looks like a solo rotation here. Quite a lot of trades coming in on mid, and Oh My Jenny, as expected, is actually going to be winning out on that trade. Looking at Nico, in terms of the emblem, is more on damage, honestly, and now Madzi, it survived. He flickers in.
Wow.
He's gonna have to flicker out.
Aggressive moves early on. Another battle here. Revitalize going to be used up by Boye. Lethal contest. PS does not have the retribution, and it will be Ken who picks it up. No, actually, it's Boye with a good skill 1 down to the ground.
Yep. And now that's very aggressive coming in from the EXP. Usually we see that as a nothing lane, just doing wet noodle damage. But now, Mythic Seal getting a bit of lead early on, even though it's just like 100. But you gotta be thankful for everything that you got. Early rotation here coming up top for Boy. Don't really think that they can do anything. But interesting enough, Madzi doing very well against Kun.
Slowly but surely here, Madzi trying to build up that lead already, forcing out the flicker early, but Ken will just be hovering up top. Madzi, in this lane, I really thought he would be winning a bit by a bigger margin, but so far it's been rather close up top as well. It could have been a Kun kill had he gotten level 2, but he got it a bit late just because of the shoving power of Madzi on the Esmeralda. Good rotation by AI and by Mythic Seal, both going to mid.
Yeah, in this one, Mythic Seal, I don't know how hard they actually want to go for this turtle because, you know, usually when the turtle is up, Ken as the Ling just want to steal away the buff. I wonder if they can just delay it long enough so that he can actually do that.
They miscalculated a bit. Madzi's not level 4, and now it's going to be the all-in over to Jenny. Luckily, no shoulder bash. Madzi able to get level 4 now in time, has the falling star moon, but PS is taking his time. Going into the purple buff. Mythic Seal with the Ling are actually the ones that are still on this turtle. Both teams deciding to take it slow and to continue farming.
I think they kind of get it. Like, they know that Ken will find a way to get inside of the jungle. So, oh, hold on. Teleport coming in. It looks like they managed to get one. Kun! First blood. PS gets that kill. And just like that, they're taking control of this turtle.
Yeah, they know when to utilize a shortcut. Now PS walking back up. Ken with the Finch poise jumps in all the way to the back, but the turtle was reset. Times of Blaze used up, and the first kill already gives him the CC immunity. Ken with the Defiant Blades gets Black in that team fight. Jenny shooting those shots down, and now it's going to be Nico who stole away the Sacred Beast form one more time. It's going to be the Tail Beast bomb coming down, but PS is able to stay alive with Jenny helping him. A kill over to AI, but Ken will take it for free. No red tree used up, still saving it to steal a few more camps away from AI.
Yeah, don't know if that was worth it or not. Nico even botched the flicker, so no flicker for the next 80-ish seconds. But hey, good on Ken, man. Getting the turtle, getting a kill. Like, this is what I was thinking of, because Ling, a lot of Lings actually try to do something early. Sometimes it's bad, but hey, Ken got a kill, man. At this point, AI got to be a little bit worried.
Just a bit, though, because they do scale very well. Oh My Jenny, Esmeralda, 2 on Madzi and Alita, all of them are kind of scaling picks, right? And that's why I guess it could be in the hands of Mythic Seal this early game, where they can take control, but AI could just be the ones to hold on and weather the storm, waiting for those item power spikes. So far, so good, though, in terms of farm. Even in the bottom lane, wow. I thought Alita would be the one behind up against the 1-1, but Zippy is falling behind in farm.
Yeah. Interesting enough as well, looking at Madzi, looks like he did prioritize the Dreadnought armor. I thought he would go ahead with the Enchanted Talisman just to make sure that he can actually harass the lane, but he's prioritizing defense here, going quite aggressive on Kun. I don't know even if PS joins the fight, can he actually get a kill? Ken now having that Berserker Fury, it's gonna be good. This bot wave, man, like they're just how do I say this? They're just waiting for someone to make a move.
Slowly but surely, just playing it very slow. I wonder how Mythic Seal actually crack the first few turrets here, because they have so much lane prio AI, and they have those teleports ready to go with a shortcut. Ken's gonna be careful. Black's in the bush. No shortcut used. AI playing it really slow, knowing that, yeah, it'll take some time for some of their members to get those items.
The thing that I have to talk about now is that Nico's first item is going to be that glowing one, and you do need that glowing one. Right now they're going on to Madzi. Madzi trying to escape, has to use the flicker, able to get out scot-free. But here's the thing, Nico, you're gonna unleash the beast. If you're going full magic items, you're not gonna be able to actually stay in that front line compared to the original Lucas.
That's true. Shortcut already used in as well. Black taking control. Kun jumping into the midst of it all. Jumping on Madzi. Now has it in front of Pursuit again. That's going to be PS with the Sacred Beast form. Jumping in with the CC. Kun CC immunity as well as Madzi's able to pick up the kill. But Boye is able to hold him in the back. Now SOD lands. Immobilization. Catches Boye. Will be taken down by Oh My Jenny. But now Black is able to flicker out. Ken joins in the fight as Alita stays up top taking the turret. Nico trying to zone Jenny, will be able to do so. Free turtle, but AI take the fight.
Well, we do say win or lose, we got to look at Nico, man. And even though the score is just 1-1 and 0, but you can already see the impact of just taking that Lucas ult, just unleashing the beast. Now PS does have that war axe, so he can actually stay in the fight a little bit longer. The question is, when does he actually go for the fight? Because right now Black isn't super productive when it comes to engaging into those fights.
Definitely not. For AI, it really is just about holding on at this point. There's no real risk in losing the first few turtles as long as you're able to go for trades on it, right? And Alita, not only have AI been on the winning front in the trades kill-wise, they've also been getting some solid turrets. Up top, it's taken down. You can see Alita already moving down below with a level lead on Zippy Cutie. Now, on these gold laners, a level lead means that you're at least 500 gold ahead. Up top, you can see a 1v1. PS definitely winning this one. Ken forced to back away. The power of the Lucas, even without the Sacred Beast form, man. Constant Rasengans.
Hey, very balanced. Just to remind everyone, Lucas is just an okay hero.
Just okay.
Now we gotta see. Black does have the portal, but looks like Zippy wants Madzi. Madzi's gonna get taken down, and then the crossbow of Tank connects onto Oh My Jenny, but he's in a bad spot.
Re-engage, SOD landing as well to be taken here. Oh, wow, it doesn't! Alita just leaves them all the way for the rest, and now he decides to take a Spear of Misery to pin Boye down in such a very tight angle. He got that Spear of Misery. I don't know if you saw that, LaFell. It's a very interesting interaction. So Ken jumps in, instantly gets CC'd. Will be able to escape. Good traction pulse to zone Nico away with a turret down below in the mid lane. A great SOD take. Now a Lord in their sights. AI are looking to take over.
You know, I'm opening YouTube just to see what really happened, the interaction, but oh my goodness, this is what we talk about Mythic Seal. They buy milk, wait for it to expire, and then drink it. They like to live life on the edge. And that one, unfortunate, but they got punished.
Uh-oh, two-man falling Star Moon, the shortcut stolen away. Nico bringing it back. A lot of members. Madzi forced to flicker out. Kun with a flicker forward gets the kill in front of pursuit. Now jumping onto Jenny. My lord, a good flicker out, but Cannon's looking for the chase now. Right onto Jenny he goes, and it will be a kill back. But Alita is waiting right there. Tempest of Blades. Oh, even the SOD not landing on it. SOD into the few basic attacks to recover. Black coming in with a shortcut too. Alita's a monster. Spear of Misery again. Right as Boya tries to get himself out of the way, he finds the wall.
Dude, that's amazing, man. Like, Alita, the fact that you still hit your SOD when Ken was trying to avoid it, and then still, like, just at the edge, continuing to fight. And now we can see that AI is just waiting for that timer, 11 seconds. Now they take down the Lord. Mythic Seal, like you said, they do scale quite well, but we gotta wait for that scaling to come in. And Alita looks like maybe he's done farming. Maybe that's enough, because in the previous fight, after getting the kill onto Ken, he got the Demon Hunter sword. Maybe that's all he wants. Maybe that's all he needs.
That's his code, man. And for you guys, if you want your code, go ahead and check out our official beverage code. MSC 2025, remember, this is the qualifier for that event, and AI are showing promise. They are showing what they haven't shown in the wild so far. Everybody, I think, in Myanmar has kind of looked to AI as a team who always gets close to qualifying, who always looks pretty good, but never does. But this time, they're trying to go all the way, LaFell. Alita in the bottom lane, sieging the turret already with the Lord slow pushing up top. They're trying to take it as slow as they can as Madzi continue to zone Ken under the turret, even forcing a Finch poise. But the traction pulse does not land. AI will get another tier 2 before the Lord even comes in.
Now this is going to be pretty difficult, because honestly, Mythic Seal, they don't have the best wave clear here, because even their mid laner is just a Valentina. It's like you can clear, but you put yourself in a very dangerous position of getting attacked. They still have the holy defense, so this should be fine. Falling Star Moon, not going to engage onto anyone on Mythic Seal.
Yeah, way too aggressive there. Had he gone in, I think that would just be an easy kill. No Falling Star Moon means that that's a wasted resource. Traction Pulse coming down as well. AOG by Boye. Good Spear of Misery to pin them down, but it's going to be a massive in front of pursuit into the back line. Zippy! Oh, crossbow attack finding them all. The shot down into the back as well. Big tumble. PS almost finding the play to at least get one, but it ends up being 3 for 0.
But dude, that's set. I mean, like, I was questioning, Boye, are you sure the AOG now is not the cleanest? But then the dark wave coming in from Kun, 3-man a knockup. It looks like that's all Zippy needs. That's all Ken needs. It's like, that's enough, bro. You've done your job. and then getting those weakness stacks. We can see Zippy flying, getting those kills. But I gotta say, PS almost turned things around. He actually could have legit gotten a Maniac there, but Ken had enough damage to deal with PS. And now, a big shutdown goal is given over to Mythic Seal.
This goes to show you the teamfight power of the Wanwan, right? One time it cracks open that crossbow of Tang, and you need to run as fast as you can, especially when Mythic Seal are the ones pushing in, doing damage while you guys are running away. That is a free way for the crossbow tank to translate over to the squishy members from the frontliner. And Zippy has the Inspire back up again. This is the mid game where the Wanwan finds himself in that. Oh, well, conceal. Looking for
probably
a play.
Just opening up the bush.
Whoa. Ken, this is a very aggressive move, Mr. Ken. Okay.
Okay.
He gets up.
They're not gonna go in, but just saying, roamer things. We use the conceal so that people can hear the conceal, so that we can get the bush. If you get a catch, that's amazing. But if not, at least you control the map. But no, it looks like he gets pinned down. Able to survive. Oh, Marco, you can relax. You can relax, Marco.
Okay, man. I don't know if I can relax, though, because Mythic Seal with Ken down below. Black! Shortcut Kun is going to be engaged on. Oh, single piece in the backline. Zippy able to kite away for now. Got the crossbow tag. Will be able to pop it in time. PS going to be taken down now as Alita kites back and finds Kun. It's 1-for-1 jungle for XP.
I think Zippy can just push here. Yeah, he's going to stay mid, and now Mythic Seal is looking at... Oh, hold on!
SOD Alita! What a play with the SOD to stop a very overextending Wanwan. Boy, you're going to be melted down by Jenny and Alita again, who finds the Spear of Misery. The traction pulse spots Ken out. He's going to have to go with the purple buff as AI go on Lord.
Dude, you can't... Dude, like, Alita, man, like... Zippy just wanted to push. He's just like, oh, I saw a minion, I'm close by, you know, turrets up top here. I might as well go for it. And now it looks like they're engaging onto Nico. Nico double dashes out, and so far in the front line is just Ken. Ken has to be careful. He's not down, but still having the Tempest of Blade, getting out of that situation. Madzi just zoning Ken away, and the Lord goes over to PS.
No way!
Now
Another SOD! This guy's crazy, LaFell. What the heck?
Dude. Alita on this Moscow, man. Oh my goodness, Lord.
He doesn't miss. Ooh. He just does not miss.
Dude, like, you can't call it lacking, man. That's the problem. The moment you feel like you're safe, you're not. Like, Alita, just by existing at this point, makes you always think about your next move. You always think that you have to save some kind of dash just in case if the SOD comes in. And you just have to micromanage. Don't be too close to a wall. Because then Alita here, like, full items. Pretty sure it's not two corrosion scythe. One of them is probably something else.
I don't think it's two corrosion, but if it is, that... Hey, you can't blame him, you know. You don't knock it until you try it, LaFell. Exactly. Alita, though, man. So, really, elite level Moscow here. Not missing a single SOD, I think, throughout this game. Finding those crucial points. And like you said, you gotta be careful when you're around the walls, but sometimes even when you're not around the wall, he finds an angle to get you pinned on the wall. Traction pulse together with Jenny, just getting the turret shots there. There will be a turret, base turret up top taken down. AI looking to play it slow in the bottom lane as well. There's gonna be another wave coming down, but doesn't seem like they'll be able to utilize it. Mythic Seal doing a good job at holding the Lord while also managing the waves in bot and mid.
Yep. Alita's scary, but they're still respecting what Mythic Seal could do. Nico has the damage, not really the tankiness here, so it's unfortunate, but you kind of have to play like an assassin. Speaking of which, PS did take away that purple buff. Even though Ling can do stuff without the purple buff, but it's very, very scary, man. Like, you just make one mistake, and then you're done. Your entire life flashes before your eyes. You remember that time in kindergarten where you took someone else's food, and up until today, that person still don't know who took it. But you know, it was you.
But I think in this case, Mythic Seal kind of know who took the purple buff, right? Like,
oh yeah.
Right, yeah, okay. That's true, though. That guy will never know that I took his chips when I was a kid, all right? And
chips, man. Ugh. As a kid, man, chips is great.
Even as an adult, man, chips is great. Even the hero itself, pretty damn good with the with the teleports and all. Hey, if you guys want to go and help us out, MLBB user experience right now. You can pop in that survey. P.S. Rose Gold Meteor. Zippy buys them. I thought he already had the Melfic gun. Probably sold it for what? An immortality or win a nature, or maybe it was a mishap.
Who knows? But either ways, right now, looking at the lore, both teams are really scrambling for that bottom control. Nico now knows that Madzi is there, and this is scary more for Mythic Seal. Not because their inhibitor up top is gone. They can deal with that wave, no problem. It's this Moskov, man. It's this Moskov. He can join the fight, and then, heck, if he gets a Savage, why not? Oh, Ken got caught, though.
Tempest of Blaze used up, okay, but that's a big ultimate, and I think AI are just going to go for it.
I mean, like, why not? Why not at this point? PS is leashing the lord to the side. Madzi is still zoning away. Black is looking at Zippy Cutie, making sure he doesn't get anywhere close. Madzi almost dies, able to flicker out, but the lord, it should be going over to AI. Mythic Seal has to make another defense.
Well played, AI getting the Lord and now playing into it. Let's see how they utilize this one. So far, the last two Lords have kind of been a bit wasteful, you know, the Holy Offense #1, that's not their fault, but the second one, the waves were just not in sync properly. So AI have got to sync it up properly now, pushing in the slow, I think pushing it up top before they go with the mid and bottom, so that they can get all the base turrets properly.
Something to note as well, AI has to keep this in mind to not line up in a single row, you know, because we saw that Kun with the Dark Wave able to knock up 3. You don't want that to happen again, because at that point, Ken, that was brave. That was brave. That was very brave.
Luckily, he didn't have to use a Tempest of Blaze, because that would have been a massive resource. Alita walks forward, almost getting pinned down again. Ken is playing with some thin margins. Great clear in the mid lane because of what Ken did. And it'll just be a base turret in the side lane, keeping the mid lane base turret alive.
Not gonna lie, I noticed it when it was too late, because I was like, wait, what is that? Does AI have six members, 6 characters? Like, no, one of them is Ken!
Yes, he can, LaFell. Without purple buff, too. That's pretty impressive. And now he goes into the purple buff. Let's see if it's going to be contested. Could! Caught on the traction pulse. Dark Wave does land. PS in the front again. Will it be retreat? It won't. Black jumps in with a crash course over to Boye. Full CC lockdown. Boye still gets away. PS taking low. Zippy. Oh, with the crowd used up already. PS still will fall to Zippy Cutie.
Oh, dude, like at that point, I'm like, oh no, are they gonna punish? Are they gonna get Zippy Cutie? But Zippy Cutie was the one able to get the kill onto PS. I guess the crossbow tang is much longer than the Winter Crown, but either ways, AI still not in too bad of a position, because PS dies, it's okay, it's whatever. As long as Alita stays in the game, it's all good. You just gotta wait. But the problem is Ken now having that BOD. But Mirko, let me ask you, is there really a safe angle for Ken to come in?
The only safe angle will be when AI have already used most of their resources to jump in. Like, when that happens, then I think he can jump on Jenny. But even then, it's difficult, dude. Alita is always playing around Jenny, just knowing that he has to peel for Jenny. So it really is tough. Mythic Seal might have to just go through the front line before they can get into the back line. Because if they just focus on the back line, there's going to be so much CC. You got to remember, there's Madzi, there's PS, and Black, all having CC in their kit, all having that a pretty solid amount of damage too.
Yeah, now we're looking at Madzi with the Winter Crown, Kun with the Immortal, PS, Winter Crown as well. Mythic Seal, if they want to win this team fight, they got to bait a lot of things out. Because just like you said, if the lane wants to go in, most of the CCs has to be taken away. And now even for Zippy, he kind of has to just hold on to his crossbow of Tang unless he does want to bait it out and then just use it and then just don't overextend. Just kite back and then wait for your timings. AI has the better time in taking a fight because they can fight whenever. Mythic Seal, yeah, you got a checklist. And that sounds boring, but it is what is it, you know? You got a checklist.
That's true. They tried to bait out the Moscow and the chip up top, just trying to get a catch before the fight even starts. But even then, it's kind of risky, right? Even if you dive on Black, there's always going to be a shortcut. So your gank ends up being AI's gank. It's really tough. These forced errors are really starting to build up for Mythic Seal, and you can see the frustration build up for Mythic Seal. They're constantly going to have to send Ling up top without purple buff, so he's going to have to walk slowly there to save the Finch Poise, to save energy so that he can Finch Poise over to the Lord as being held by AI.
So the question is, who's going to throw their body for Mythic Seal? Because someone has to have a good setup. Either Boye or Kun. Make a miracle happen by getting a good engage so Ken can go in, Zipacutie can go in. Looks like they do want this Moscow. If Alita sees this, should be fine. Should be fine. Even Black is there.
Wait, they're going to go in? Hold up, Black is there too with the shortcut. Alita pops in with nature. It's going to be all into the back line. And the immortality by Alita still alive. Oh my Jenny, caught in the midst of it all. Pops in with the nature as well. Immortality already down. Alita still able to survive for such a long time. Ken gets taken out of the winning crown a bit too late. Jenny still free. And Nico with the flinker forward fighting the splash to get the damage on Jenny. Madzi pops the winning crown too. Black running away, but it's to the wrong direction. Madzi getting the sustain and flickers out to safety. 3 for 1 to Mythic Seal.
Oh, Kun! Able to find Black, and Black gets taken down. Credit where credit is due, man. Even we're like, wait, is that a good choice? It is. Ken is willing to throw his body just to make sure Alita's taken out. Now, 3-man push coming in from Mythic Seal. Madzi looks like he's going to get taken down as well. Nico even taking the falling Star Moon. Can they end it here?
They will be able to. There's no way Madzi gets to the wave. Mythic Seal pull off a comeback victory against a mythical Moscow performance. Match point for Mythic Seal.
And now you can see even Ken talking to Nico. I don't speak Burmese, but he was like, one more, man. One more. One more in Burmese. To get that possible revenge of going up against YG again. Dude, who made that call? Who made that shot call to be like, yo, let's force against Alita? If the entire team collapse on us, just be better. Just be better.
What a call, what a shot. Placed in a position where they were the ones that, I mean, what were the chances in that game for that? There was no forced error there. It was,
yeah.
I mean, there was no error for the side of AI. It was forced out by Mythic Seal. They really just forced that team fight. They forced that issue upon AI. They were not ready for that. And even when you thought they were, because Black had the shortcut, all 5 members were ready to follow through to the call of whoever made that.
It's insane because every single one of Mythic Seal understood that they can't hold back for disengage, you know?
Yeah.
Gatot, use your ult. Ling, if you have to, use your, like, everyone all in. If you need to take someone's car and throw it to Alita, do it, you know? Like, you can't hold yourself back, and that's good because some players are too smart, Mirko, where they understand, like, don't go all in. I need to keep myself safe. KDA, important. But then they're like, KDA not good as win, so just win.
These bold calls are what makes me, as a Mythic Seal guy, question whenever they're up ahead, LaFell. Question when they're up ahead and trust them when they're down. Like, when they're down in the early game, I'm like, oh my god, thank goodness. Mythic Seal can win this. But when they're down, I mean, when they're up, when they're leading in the early game, it's like, wait, Mythic Seal can throw this. It's always like that for Mythic Seal, man.
Apparently, one more in Burmese is not the why. You know, I'm not gonna attempt it. I'm not gonna attempt it.
Okay.
I will call Mo and actually ask him to say it before I say it myself. And
Right, voice note, just so that it's real. Yeah.
Because here's the thing, my experience is that some Philippine viewers ask me to say something, and it's not what they say it is.
Yeah, same here.
So,
it was, same.
Especially on official broadcasts, we want to be careful for this one. But
now, you gotta be careful.
Match point, Mirko. At this point, don't say anything nice. About Mythic Seal. You gotta make it fair.
I hate both teams.
You hate both teams.
I hate both teams equally. They're not gonna make it. Okay. Oh wait, did I just curse Yango? Oh.
Hey, the ship has sailed.
Ship has sailed.
Like Einstein said, we can't turn back time.
Okay.
Actually, maybe he did. I have no idea. But the MVP is Ken going in for that kill. That was one play that one play really changed the game.
Good MVP selection, man. Ken really was able to be, I would say, the stabilizer in this game. When everything went wrong, it's always Ken doing something on the side, doing something around the turtles as well, securing turtles, securing objectives on the side, just playing that split push game, matching the Moscow for the most part. This could have been a very easy win for AI had the Ling not been picked, had the Ling not been played to such a high level too, because the Moscow with the chip, that means it's almost full prio in the side lanes. There's no way that anyone should be able to contest, but Ling, Mr. Ken, was able to do it. Constantly in the side lane, stopping that from happening and giving Mythic Seal still a window to fight back at this point.
And now I'm just pulling up numbers here because I was I'm asking the question, is Chip viable? And at this point, looking at the win rate, you want to know what the current win rate is for Chip.
What's it sitting at? Is that 0% in the playoffs? I think it is 0%.
No. It's in playoff, I think there is a win. But overall, the Chip win rate is 30%. 30%.
30%.
I'm reading the numbers right here, yeah.
Man, Chip has just not been finding wins. Despite, again, a really good setup for the Chip. It's the Chip and the Lucas. But this is why I'm not a fan of showing the Lucas so early on. Knowing that the Valentina can be picked up. The Phobius as well was picked up right after that. Two really good heroes up against the Lucas. Two counters, you can say, against the Lucas.
Yep. Honestly, like, PS definitely didn't look the most comfortable in the matchup because, again, like you said, when he does go in, he does get punished. And Black isn't really the tankiest guy. And this Esmeralda is tanky in when you hit the conditions, right?
Yeah.
Because Esmeralda doesn't have the stats. Just like the Badang, she's tanky because she spams the shields. So the moment that you're not able to get the shield of either not actually hitting your opponents and stealing their shield away, then you're not all that tanky. Despite that, still taking a lot of damage, 182,000 damage. Heck, he's the sandbag. And the carry, interestingly enough, is actually Nico. Alita still the rich guy. GPM 762, and he nearly ended the game for that one. It's just unfortunate that they couldn't find an angle to actually enter the fight.
It was very unfortunate, really, because the damage was all there for AI, too. They've both hit their item power spikes. It was just a matter of who made the right call. When we're talking about 22-minute games, by the time I think the Evolved Lord starts spawning and both teams are still rather equal, it really comes down to who makes the right decisions, right? Who is able to force their opponents to make the error first. And for Mythic Seal, it almost looked like there was no angle for them to force an error out of AI because of just how many more ways that AI have with the chip, the Moskov, even the Kimmy there. There's just so many ways to poke your opponents with the extra range, to trap them with the traction pulse, that I thought it was game over. Ken, however, and Mythic Seal never thought it was game over. They never surrendered. They understood how they could win the game with one big play, and they made it. That massive gamble. This is why, as a Mythic Seal fan, always support the team when they're behind, because they're always going to be a shocker with Mythic Seal when they're behind. When they're ahead, pray that they don't throw.
Personally, for me, maybe AI can take a page out of the books of Mythic Seal and try to throw a bit, because that might actually work out. Because I feel like, do you think that Alita was amazing?
Yes. I think
right?
I think Alita was amazing.
Do you think that maybe, just maybe, crazy thought, someone sacrificed themselves, give an opening for Alita to jump in? Because I feel like when you're about to end the game, try to get a good falling star moon on maybe like 2 or 3 people, and then try to get a few kills. It might fail. Honestly, it might fail. Right? It's not the smartest thing to do, but at the same time, I feel like Alita was just waiting. He's like, dude, if you guys aren't going to start something, I'm going to do it myself. We see a lot of SODs connecting and then just getting those solo kills. But at one point, like, everyone's just staying inside the base. There's nothing much that he can do. He doesn't have incredible range. So someone please open up something so that I can do something.
That's fair. It could be, right? But I think at that point, they just should have played it a bit safer in the side lane. The fact that Moskov was shown there, I think was the big mistake, because yes, you want to get prio in the side lane, but there was already a slow push building up. They could have started playing around the Lord instead, you know? There was always going to be a slow push having the base turret already taken. The far lane would have been slow pushed anyway. So I think the big mistake for AI was they played it too by the books. They always had to have the Moskov in the side lane. They never knew when to break that rule, when to break off from the code that was set for them. Had they done that, I think they would have still had the prio. Again, having the Moskov in the bottom lane doesn't mean that you don't have prio up top. You still have the SOD that could land, you still have a shortcut, and you still have so much more prio because, again, both the side lanes were pushing in constantly towards Mythic Seal.
The one thing that I can argue for AI is like, there's no way they're going to make that play, right?
Yeah.
Right? Maybe that's in the back of their mind. It's like, there's no way.
Fair.
There's no way with Alita performing this insane that they will go for a 5-man gank onto Moskov. But hey, now they know. Now they know that Mythic Seal is loco enough to do those kind of things.
But ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be heading into a break before we get into possibly the final game of this series. Mythic Seal currently up 2-1. So if you're an AI fan, keep on supporting your team. If you're a Mythic Seal fan, don't celebrate too early. We might see an equalizer into a Game 5. It's been LaFell and Mirko. We'll see you right after this break.
So even when it comes down to the Baxia, it's not something that we would generally want to see being leaked out over to AZ. So Team Flash, they actually have a lot of things that they're gonna have to consider.
Yep.
But it's kind of scary how there are so many of these pocket picks, different kind of game, different kind of compositions, different kind of strategies that AZ has played that we are able to just that we are able to just kind of lay it down onto the table,
Yeah,
right?
Team Flash themselves also can get very creative with the draft as well. Yesterday we just witnessed a Baxia Angela wombo combo coming out from Team Flash. Don't forget there's also the threat of Guinevere. Yes, I know, but there's also the threat of Guinevere coming out from Hades as well. That's something that he can play. So
I feel that's kind of dated though.
Yeah, it is. So. I'm literally throwing like blast on the past kind of drafts kind of thing, right?
Okay,
so,
that's a Baxia first pick, right?
Should be a Baxia first pick.
It should be the Baxia first pick.
Should be a Baxia first pick, but
Gives them
apart from that, there's also a potential... Yeah, there we go. I was about to say Moskov or something. Moskov is good for the side of Team Flash. You can match the rotational speed of Baxia, and also, not say rotational speed, not in spinning form, but you can rotate from one lane to another.
10,000 RPM.
I don't catch that reference.
No, it's just random numbers with revolutions per minute.
Anyways. That was so random, bro. I can't even save you there.
No.
But I'm looking to see how Team Flash really ramp up that RPM for this kind of draft, because these first two picks, Juicing is also available, unless Curtisi also wants to go for the Farsa this time as well. But Farsa looks very vulnerable against the Baxia.
Yes, that's the problem. I actually think that they do not want to. Never mind. I was kind of hoping that they don't focus so much onto the mage first. Moskov is definitely an arguably best pick here. It's either the Granger or go to Moskov, but personally I think that we do have Vanix that is a lot more comfortable with the Moskov, so just leave it as it is.
Yeah.
He's a monster shredder over at the late stages of the game as well, so we can put it as that. Baxia at this point in time is very early game centric. Very strong in rotations, very strong in damage in the early game departments as well. So I do think that Team Flash might want to look into that early game assurance. With Moskov and Farsa, I think that is not too bad. So focus a little bit more on the roaming trio. The third pick, the third R3 pick, they should generally just look at what kind of roamer that they want that could assist in the early stages.
Oh, you talk about rotational speeds. Here we go. That's the low E that I was talking about, right? Like now you're able to send the rolling ball to the back line and then start opening up flanks. Usually the biggest problem about Baxias is that you need to be really unpredictable regarding where you're coming from. Right now, the low in the toe can use diversion for Baxia to go to one random bush at the back, and then you can come in for that flank. I'm actually anticipating a Mathilda coming up from the side of Absolute Zero instead. Imagine a Baxia rolling and engaging, and then you can pull the Baxia back like a yo-yo. It's like a two-hero CC kind of thing.
Yeah, I suppose so. That would be kind of dumb, actually. But okay, for now, we're looking at Glue that has been picked up over to the side of Team Flash, and that is going to go over to the hands of Ken. They actually finalized onto their their EXP laner relatively early. Yep. So they definitely do want to kind of play around with the roamer as well as the jungler just a tad little bit. I thought that they would want to focus on the roamer specifically because they want to cater to the early stage. The first 3 pick coming from AZ has already more or less suggest that they want to play the early game. They have a very strong early game, so one of the roamers that they're gonna have to catch out on to really just depends on how strong they want to kind of move forward with the tension.
Rahasia wajah matte tanpa touch up. Baru, bedak tabur Invisibler dari Skintific dengan teknologi pore blurring, menahan minyak di wajah hingga 16 jam, menyamarkan pori dan garis halus dalam satu tap. Diformulasikan khusus untuk kulit wanita Indonesia. Skintific, your skin but better.
Tubuh membutuhkan cairan secara cepat, elektrolit dan karbohidrat yang hilang perlu digantikan. Dan sistem kekebalan tubuh harus diperkuat. Minum UC1000 Lemon Water atau Orange Water. Minuman isotonik unik dengan 1000 mg vitamin C.
But it works well for Team Flash's lineup.
Yeah, Angela getting banned out, like what I mentioned. The Mathilda threat is still lingering for the side of Absolute Zero. If Team Flash wants to play around that, it's also something that you should look out for. There's Padang taken away, a lot of roamers being taken out by both these two teams.
So now we're looking at the R4 blind pick coming in from Team Flash. It probably boils down to the roamer or the jungler. I think that they want to leave the jungler for the last. So no, maybe not.
Yeah, I think you can do that because, you know, Hades is that wild factor from the side of Team Flash, right?
True, yes.
He might go crazy, he might pick a Hellcat again. You remember those times? Yeah.
Man. Okay, so right now,
there you go.
Sure. Okay, so they are sticking to their guns and they're sticking to what they're used to, having the JPL kind of tag the game of cat and mouse, right?
Yeah.
A game of tag. So just going rush out onto AZ. Picking up the CC just so that they will be able to have a very good answer over to the glue. Now the roam position. Is it going to be an SS? Is it going to be a flop?
Ooh, let's go, Kaja. Oh my goodness, I haven't seen this hero in a long time, ladies and gents. Absolute Zero. Man, they're bringing us back to the roots.
Hold on a second.
If Cho's getting shown by side of Team Flash, Kaja comes out as a roamer, then you have a Baxia in a jungler position.
I know that this is kind of out of the question because
I think I know what you're trying to say, but no, the flicker ultimate is very important for the side of Kaja.
Okay, got it.
I read your mind. I got you, bro.
Okay. You never know. You know, it's an interesting topic that can,
Crazy idea number 4.
Crazy idea number 4. Yeah, it can be on the table. It's something that they can consider. The good thing is that they will have got the Baxia roaming around the map almost all the time and applying pressure all across the map, as opposed to being stuck in the jungle in situations that they really needed the Baxia. Because Kaja is not exactly the most tanky bird.
It's a utility bird.
Yeah.
Right? Like, the main goal is to basically try to hook somebody from the side and then after that burst it down. They've got the burst from the side with low E and the Granger as well. They also got the Baxia to basically continuously slow. Technically speaking, the CC is considered a burst. If you land down the curtain call on one person, it just shreds, right?
Yep.
Even if they land it on top of the glue or even on the Cho, you expect that person to die. So right now, it's how Team Flash gonna abuse the fact that one of them is definitely going to be sacrificed to be dragged. What is the follow-up from the side of Team Flash?
So I think that this is a very similar lineup as to compared to game number 2. This is just hands down, flat out pick off. They just want to go for pickoff. They want to identify that one player, rush for the one player, kill this guy. We have an advantage. Move on to the next, and then on to the next, and then on to the next.
Yep, Rapidude definitely confirmed Flicker on that Kaja. That will be a roaming one. None on the Baxia jungle. So it's back to the battle of, fighter tank junglers again.
This is not too bad of a roam, considering the fact that Kaja does definitely help with the wave clear, which is something that Loy is not necessarily too amazing at. However, we're looking at a Fasa plus the Chill. These two are crazy.
Ooh. Big damage coming out on the side of Cartesi and Ken. Vendetta forced to use the vengeance, may able to stay alive just a little while, but Cartesi picks up first blood.
And with that all said, Team Flash gives himself the first very easy kill. Not the best, but it's okay, because we're talking about EXP laner. They will be able to get themselves a really good farm, or rather, we'll get back into the mix pretty simply and pretty fast.
Yeah, JPL on the other hand, just spamming that recall for funsies as well, which is very interesting, right? Usually you see JPL trying to tag onto the enemy rover to be able to suss out where the location is. But now you're facing up against the Kaja. Kaja should be able to poke the Troll relatively easily, because don't forget, Troll is kind of short range as compared to a Kaja.
Now, as we do have Hades slowly making his way down to the bottom lane, Vendetta is only at level 2. So he doesn't really have a very good priority in this lane, as you can pretty much see. He's currently level 2 versus a level 3 glue. So not much of that early game roundabout kind of thing from Absolute Zero. They really actually kind of need the CC to join into the fight to really deal with the glue. I'm not too sure whether the yo-yo, because the yo-yo technically deals percentage-based damage based on HP. We'll talk about it later.
Kidnapping somebody from the side of Absolute Zero over to the other side, but the further airstrike, not enough damage to deal away with none, but it opens up for Flash SG to be able to take control of the turtle pit.
Now, okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. CC's yo-yos deals damage based on the opponent's max HP.
Yep. It's a carry version of EXP.
So that means that CC is actually a very bad answer to a Xbox.
Yeah.
Hear me out.
Something like that, I guess.
So hear me out. For those people that may not really quite understand what I mean by that, right? When it comes down to Xbox, he has two forms of sustenance. Number one, his health. Number two, his armor. His armor is the one that takes more than 50% of his general sustenance, and the HP is quite literally the red bar. So if you ask, if you have to be really technical about it, his HP is really low. Which is why, if you use an execute onto an Xbox, even though he is very close, in terms of overall sustenance is lower than that 10%, you use execute, you don't kill him.
Hold on a second, you're telling me that red bar is actually his actual HP?
Yes, the red bar is his actual HP.
Does that work for Sky Piercer though?
Actually, if it's the same concept as execute, it will be.
That was gonna be interesting, ladies and gents. But okay, right now, as we were talking about it, there's nothing much happening around the map. But okay, as I said, diversion coming up from the side, Absolute Zero bringing in Nan and Bucci. Now Ken this time around, the curtain call will be there. Bucci tried to lock Ken down, but he will be able to try to escape.
Oh
that
my goodness!
Last minute CC saves his life.
There's really not much the Vendetta can do in this lane. He even used his curtain call to really deal with the glue. So throughout this entire game, we'll probably have a little bit more information and to visually see if Vendetta deals good damage over to Hades. Once Hades have gotten himself like the Oracle, himself the Immortality and all that kind of jazz to beef up the amount of Firaga armor he has.
Second turtle is spawned up. Don't forget Moskov right here does have the SOD. Can TP himself all the way down to the turtle fight, just in case if he needs it, as long as he keeps his lane fulfilled. Right now you can see, Rapidude, nowhere to be seen by the side of Team Flash right now. They're walking in this one blind.
We do have 2v2 down on the turtle lane. However, Flash do have 2% that's very close to the turtle right there in the middle. While Absolute Zero, they don't really quite have too much resources that is actually going to be posted down to the bottom lane. In fact, we don't quite see Rapidude anywhere. In fact, I think that for the side of JPL all the way up to the top lane, it is more or less so where the Kaja is.
Yeah, if you notice how Hades using the Flames throw to basically zone the members on Absolute Zero, baiting and pushing the members to the side of Absolute Zero away. We'll be able to secure that one, but now don't forget, Curtain Call will be committed. Absolute Zero, they walk away with nothing.
So it's a very slow game. We're only 5 minutes into the game and it's currently 0-1. Both teams are sort of playing a little bit more towards objective. However, Absolute Zero, they understand that their winning condition does not necessarily lie in the early stages. So there's really not much reasons for them to go overly crazy. Even though we are talking about Buji that is playing as a lawyer, he's not really using his diversion all that much. Because at this point in time, he's got to be real careful about clearing his middle lane first, as his middle lane is generally going to be a slower clear as compared to a Farsa plus a Cho.
And don't forget, Farsa can also wing by wings to rotate even faster as compared to Loi. Yes, technically speaking, Loi can use the diversion to get there anytime, but that's one massive ultimate being committed.
So currently with a total still left about 60 seconds until that eventually pops up. Team Flash themselves also doesn't seem to have be looking for these kind of opportunities, despite their early game being not too shabby. Let's not forget about the fact that we're looking at Baxia. Baxia does have very early game nutty damage with all these shields, so if they initiate, they can do something.
Looking for a pick-off, Cho will be the one. JPL getting busted down with the help of Silas as well. SOD will be able to land. Vanix joining the fight right here, taking on the Sellers at the same time. Flamethrowers from the side of Hades. Nan trying to slow it down. Vanix will get taken down by Nan, and Ken possessing Vendetta as they run away. Hades, the last insanity, explodes onto Ken.
Katizi somehow managed to get himself away from all of that danger, even though that Baxia was literally right in the face of the Farsa during the feathered airstrike. Quick little flicker, get her out of dodge. Even I myself from the spectator view can't even see where the Farsa was, to be very honest. But at least they did manage to catch a kill down on the Vanix as the very important call laxative.
That's the one very good pickup coming up on the side of Absolute Splash SG on the member of Absolute Zero. Buji getting taken down right there.
2-5. 7 minutes of this game. Flash is the one that is going up for all this initiation play, as closing out the gaps as a Cho definitely is so much more easier as compared to a Kaja. Of course, the good thing about a Kaja is that it is a suppression skill. As such, bringing in a Purify is not gonna do anything for the team. As such, Team Flash, most of them have decided to opt for a Flicker, just so that they will be able to put some more gaps between themselves and the Kaja.
But the Ezra used to zone the members of Absolute Zero away. Vanix securing the top side turret. Don't forget, bottom lane, Flash SG managed to also penetrate down bot. Absolute Zero, on the other hand, once again, back to sieging, but don't forget, they're just gonna handshake into this team fight. JPL getting busted out by Silas, picking up a double kill. Ken goes down next, and now Curtizi and Vanix, they got linked together by Vendetta on the CC. Their HP bars getting shredded by that CC, and Vanix will be able to slip on away for now. Babuchi braving the turret, inching towards him. Vanix trying to make a play right here. The stun will not be able to stand it, and Silas picks up a Maniac.
That's big! Coming into a very lifeless early game. They picked up a Maniac coming in at 8 minutes into this game and has managed to tally out the score, tally out the gold, or rather the economy.
Oh no. AD is supposed to use the last insanity right there. Should be able to get on safely just to use it for a wave clear. But for now, you know, Absolute Zero penetrated right in the middle of the map against Flash SG.
I think that they are going to be fine. It is still going to be a ping-pong show for these two teams, as they are just winning and losing and winning and losing at the same time. But let's take this opportunity to take a look at some of these itemizations, shall we? With two of the items already built up from the side of Moscow, with the Corrosion Scythe as well as the Golden Staff. While for the Granger, we're looking at a Hunter Strike as well as Sky Piercer, and even the Malefic Roar. We're looking at 1.6 thousand gold lead between Salas and Vanix. That's a big deal.
Yeah, but Moscow's items are a little bit more cheaper. For Salas, technically speaking, as long as he doesn't die, yeah, he has like 5 kills to himself, so we talk about the Sky Piercer value, it is almost as valuable as an item for now. The execution damage is really something that Flash needs to look out for.
So we'll see how that is going to work out. And we talk about the Sky Tears onto the effects of how little HP Xbox has.
Diverger is sending everybody over the side of Hades. Hades goes into the Firaga armor mode, but Kartizi will be able to burst down Rapidos. Vanix will be able to 1v1, shutting down Salas in the backline. Vendetta on the chase, trying to chase after Vanix, or even Kartizi right here. Can try to peel for the team, but Buji will be there. But at the same time, Vanix trying to push away Vendetta. Is that a floating Granger? But in the meantime, right now, Vanix in a spot of trouble. Vendetta will be able to secure the kill onto Vanix.
You know, Granger used to tell tell his parents, you know, when I grow up, I want to be an astronaut. Indeed, he did.
That's a very interesting bug. That makes my day. But now Kartizi in a spot of trouble this time around. Vendetta on that CC spreading the damage though. But turns out he's running out of steam, and Lance's sanity will be able to secure that kill there. Rapid Dude as well, but he gets kicked instead. But not enough follow-up damage from the side of Flash SG. But JPL will be trying to tag onto Ibuji. The duality proc coming in.
Oh!
Silas making up the execution from a shot from downtown.
Yet another yin-yang reaction that happened in the last second between the Cho as well as the Xbox. But unfortunately not quite enough damage nor range for Salas to throw yet another Death Sonata right into their way. So far, back and forth again, right? We're looking at about 600 gold lead in favor for Team Flash, but with the fact that Absolute Zero currently, they do have got the opportunity and the chance to be able to hold on to the Lord and get themselves quite a bit of the priority. Hades is probably going to come in soon.
Here can see play right here. Last Insanity not just secures the Lord for themselves. Rapid to down low just a little bit. Ken will be able to tag. Oh, that's only misses. Not insane coming up from the side of Flash SG. Now they have around Buji. The Yin Yang overturn will be able to turn JPL down to his grave. And Hades right here, but Vanix is racking havoc around the objectives, taking down mid lane turret.
Very good split decision coming from Vanix, realizing that they have already lost the battle, as well as the fact that the SOD the SOD missed. Might as well just look for external uses, or rather external ways of tallying out the scoreline. So getting themselves the T1 in the middle lane definitely is super big for them, considering the fact that they still have their own T1.
Yeah, there's so many siege minions. Thanks, Observer, for pointing that out. Top side, they need to Flash SG needs to deal with that turret right there. But with that, they're gonna lose the mid lane turret though.
Unfortunately, they will still lose that. With most of the members from Flash currently hunkering down underneath of their own base, Hades being the only one that is slightly more daring to be burning the water elemental boss down.
But this time around, he gets tagged around. Hades down low without his Viraga armor. Das has the immortality. But Nan gets kicked by JPL. Vanix will be able to secure that kill for now. Kartizi taking that one. Wings by Wings will try to press forward, try to chase down Absolute Zero. But then again, Flash SG is too busy defending.
As they slowly move on over, 12 minutes and 40 seconds. We do have Absolute Zero. They tried their best, of course, to just run for the hills and back home again. They did an amicable push down in the top lane. It brought the turret all the way down to close to about 10%. They didn't manage to bring down the T2 in the middle lane, though, but hey, that's fine. As long as they manage to get the T1 in the middle lane, I think that is already a very big consolation. However, though, one thing that we always consider is that the very first Lord that you pick up, you want that Lord to be able to push down all of the exterior turrets, which in this case, Absolute Zero did not manage to.
Right now, once again, you know, it's a stalemate. Back to basics, back to zero, literally. Absolute Zero going up against Flash SG. 10-10 is the kill score. Gold lead wise, more or less the same. Items wise, I think in terms of power spikes, they're more or less the same. But don't forget, as a Moskov, you get more with lesser. Your items are a little bit more cheaper. The Wind of Nature already secured will do wonders against if Vanix wants to do a 1v1s against Silas.
As right now, Silas does not have the wand, but I think that that's gonna be fine for now, because we're not always gonna be, if not, we will never see that 1v1 between the marksmen unless that both of them is the last member remaining. So in most situations, we are looking for back from front to back in some of these situations. However, Flash SG, what they have for themselves is actually some pickoff within of their mix because of JPL. However, the main way that they want to play is that they want to kind of death ball it with Vanix's spear that pierces.
To play,
They can
JPL takes Muji but doesn't follow up right there. But Kurtisi defended airstrike, deals the damage, and SOD will go white for now. Salas will get tagged on by Ken. Rapido tried to peel it for the team, but Hades and also the rest of the members on the side of Team Flash will be able to deal with the CC coming up from Absolute Zero. And now Salas tries to gun down the members, but they have already lost too much. They lost 2 members.
2 members down. That means the Flash SG have got a free walk over to the Lord, and also a very free turret, almost free turret actually, down to the bottom lane, as that was a very heavy push. But at least Rapidude, Nan as well as Salas did manage to deal with that pretty effectively.
Yep. That JPL kick really saved, just really broke that stalemate right there. Don't forget, both of these 2 compositions heavily relying on their pick comms, right? Now it's like a Russian roulette kind of thing. It's either Rapidude or JPL is making the game for both these 2 teams. If JPL gets a pick off, good pick off, mind you. If you pick off Rapidude, that doesn't make sense. But right there, he was able to pick off Bucci. That's what makes the absolute difference right there.
So at this point, I gotta have to really think that it's not everyone is fair game. Rapidude has to focus onto a very specific player, right?
Yep.
In the previous game,
he's doing that. Kurtisi gets dragged, and now he gets stunned. Nan will be able to catch him right there. And don't forget Vendetta coming in the backline, but don't forget the Lord is actually pushing down bot. Flash SG is more than happy to take this same fight, and Absolute Zero is falling for it. Vanix picking up Vendetta, and now it's going to be Absolute Zero trying to go for the defense. Fuji! Pick gets taken down by Flash SG, and the Lord finally secured by Absolute Zero for now. They are safe, but not too sure for long.
the Lord takes the L. Middle lane creep waves marching in and should be able to deal with this T2 with no issues whatsoever.
Yep.
It's currently 16 minutes into this game. The bottom lane T3 has already have definitely seen the better of this day. Currently down to about 40% HP. Just a harder sneeze should be enough to bring it down.
Yeah, but Flash SG, relying on the Lord, they don't really have a lot of pushing power. Surprisingly, right? Like, Absolute Zero, you thought that they don't really have a lot of wave clear, but seems like, you know, Flash SG is having a lot of trouble trying to crack down the basis of Absolute Zero.
Yeah, the thing is, they have the composition that does pretty well as a siege comp, with the fact that they have the faster and also with the Moskov. I think that the Moskov really requires that Malefic Roar before he can realistically be able to touch these turrets with great ease. Because at this moment in time, if he were to touch the turrets, he's actually a little bit closer to the team fight than if he has the Malefic Roar.
JPO just scouting out information, but feels like Absolute Zero is just stacking as 5 around in the mid lane. It's up to how Flash SG balance out these waves.
With the creep waves now completely cleared out, the jungle creep that is, with Absolute Zero just kinda hiding and hunkering down within of their own base, Team Flash, they're not too interested in overextending too. So hiding in their own brushes will be a good call. Or they wait for the upcoming Lord, which will happen somewhere in 20 seconds.
Stuffing out information, that's exactly what Flash SG is trying to do against Absolute Zero. But I think it's easy to predict where Absolute Zero is. They always have the habit of stacking as 5 across all around the board. If you see one, rest assured the rest of the members should be there.
As of now,
hello?
Flash is somewhere in the map, but Zero, they themselves have no idea.
See the purple circle? Okay, diversion play right there. Nobody from South Team Flash will be able to see the consume play right there. Also going to mess everything up. Vanix, the main target from the side of Absolute Zero, will not be able to find him though. Vanix and Kurtisi safely tucked away behind the front liners, and now JPL will be using the consume play of themselves. Absolute Zero committing a little bit too much for that one.
The grab also didn't manage to unfortunately pull anyone closer over to the rest of Flash.
Sorry, my elbow touched the pause button.
Unpause.
You look like you're gonna worship an unpause call right there. But it is nail biting, right? Even though Team Flash, you thought that they had the advantage, but it seems like, nope. It feels like Absolute Zero can easily turn the tide around because of Buji as that Lo Yi.
I do think that they have that surprise potential. Right, they can just kind of pop by from behind and surprise kind of thing, right? But
some fries,
yeah,
some fries,
yeah, some fries,
yeah,
some fries, right? Oh, okay. So, thank God that was a very short pause.
Looking for some price right here. Nan, getting busted down for the side of Absolute Zero. Clash SG this time around is a red carpet for the Lord. I don't think Absolute Zero will try anything weird unless you're talking about Silas Death Sonata try to steal that Lord. He had the idea. JPL blocked it.
Unfortunate. Unfortunate. But I think that is fine. However, what's not fine is the fact that now Absolute Zero, they are in literally Absolute Zero. Because they are now all the way back home in the base. Not exactly a barren wasteland just yet. However, the middle lane and the bottom lane T3 is currently not in the best state. With the Lord, and oh, by the way, this is Luminous. Wait, it's not Luminous. Wait, it is Luminous. Wait, is it Luminous? Luminous is 20 minutes. 18 minutes. Luminous Lord is marching down. So that turret in the bottom lane, guaranteed down. Middle lane, not guaranteed. However, the waves are moving in together, especially the top lane. As you see, we already have a very strong, slow push. Okay, maybe not that slow, but we have a strong push that is coming in. Salas managed to clear that out, but they still gotta have to watch out for this upcoming wave.
Poshman Eau de Perfume Baru. Definisi world-class perfume for men. Red Bullet. Bold and intense aroma. Full of confidence. Blue Gravity. Refreshing, active, and energizing. Black Suit. Bring out the best in me. A game changer. Which Poshman are you?
Electrified.
Wipe out.
Wipe out my head and shoulders. And final moment. AZ. They were close. But alas, not exactly close enough in the fight.
It turns off that idea. Yeah, I think you have to go fighter. If you go assassin, you're playing something super mobile like a lance or a ling.
Yeah, Suyo is so out of the meta right now because of the... Although to be fair, the Valentina... Nah, Valentina's still here, it's on the Suyo. But X-Borg! Oh my god, how did I forgot about the X-Borg? That's good too. That is good too.
Yeah, okay, it's... I mean, the last Insanity I feel like might be used defensively a little bit more, but then it's paired up with a Novaria, Badang chip. Yo, these are some pretty crazy ideas that it might just work enough for AI to force game number 5, but their lineup is harder to pull off. Mythic Seals, what's cool about their lineup is, alright, everyone can spread out, do their own thing, and you're still making the lineup work. While AI, sticking true to their identity, clearly has to play around some very specific conditions. The last Insanity, the Astral Echo, the chip ultimate, even the entry of the Badang, you have to consider that it might be too rigid, that Mythic Seals again can just run away with this by being chaotic.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that X-Borg pick is slightly forced. Yes, it's good because you're going up against tanky people, but at the same time, you're picking a hero just to make sure that you survive. And now, folks, we're jumping in to maybe the final game if Mythic Seal can close it out and take down AI Esports.
Mythic Seals have their eyes set on making it to the grand finals to get revenge against Yangon for bringing them down to this point. LaFell and I were talking about it before we showed up on your computer screens that actually Mythic Seals getting taken down by Yangon was a bit of a surprising result.
Yep.
As usually it's Mythic Seals getting the edge over Yangon.
Yep. So now I'm pretty sure that they have some kind of vendetta. So they want to get this win and then tell them that, hey, yesterday was a fluke. We're just tired. Today we're going to get that revenge. Now look at Kun, really cutting it very deep inside AI territory. And we don't need to see the emblems because probably same old, same old.
Yeah. At this point, you have to accept that going up against that X-Borg, you're not going to disrupt his jungle flow. The best you can do is just like get the info and control it, as is the story for majority of fighter tank jungle types. Emblems, yeah, you're right, still pretty the same. Although, yeah, nothing changed. Pull yourself together on the Valentina, though. That's... I don't usually see that.
I think this is just Nico being a little bit how do you say this, cautious, because he thinks that maybe he will be the target for Black. So just getting that flicker on and on again, it's good. Or he really wants that last insanity and then just spam it with the flicker every chance that he has. Which, by the way, I still don't know the interaction. If you get the last insanity and you basically like have full build on the damage, on the heat, do you actually deal true damage after that? Because if that's the case, kind of broken.
Yeah, I know. Because right with Valentina, with the amount of magic damage she has, she still scales the damage depending on it. So it's like you're building for that. So I think it's not going to be a crazy amount of damage, but it'll still be a good amount that you're dealing. As we see, Nico did get the ultimate of that X-Borg. The X-Borg already gets spotted out. Is he going to get bursted down enough just in time? Last Insanity still able to get popped off, and Ken is going to be the first blood here. Oh my, Jenny takes him down, but PS will still be able to get the turtle, but he'll have to pay for it with his own life. 2 members of AI down. Double kill by Jenny, though. It's a 2-for-2. Turtle for AI. AI wins that.
Hey, are we going to see a mid lane battle here? Nico and Oh My Jenny is like, yo, everyone is doing cool things, man, but don't forget about us. Oh My Jenny already starting off with a double kill. It's just going to ramp up much faster the moment this, after the buff, 2 items on that Novaria, honestly, is enough to wreak havoc in the game.
Yeah. So for Mythic Seals, let's see what will find their comeback. Alito already has the Wind Talker with him, and now, as is usual when going up against a chip, you see the gold laner of the opposing team trying to play it safe, but Black is hunting him down, but Black is actually gets spotted out. No, actually, no, that's a provided info for Black, that there's more members of Mythic Seals there, and he is able to flicker out. They burn the flicker out of the chip.
Yeah, now this is not great because the Irithel... Oh, they actually go in for the fight here. They're able to get Boye. I thought the Irithel would just stay and get the turret, but no, they're just like, all right, it's just a few feet away, but I'm going to jump in.
All right. A lot of trades for this one. Really not letting up. PS already committing the retribution, but Nico uses the last Insanity just so he can get away to safety. AI have positions in the center of the map. Let's see where they'll make their next sequence, as the turtle will be spotting on their other side of the river, which Mythic Seals have already held. They're actually more hell-bent on protecting their side of the jungle so that PS will get better farm.
Looking at items here, no one, like, it's just the gold laners that has completed items. Oh, and the Badang having that Thunderbelt as well. But if we're looking at the turtle fight, I do believe that if Mythic Seal, they can commit heavily, as in like they don't hesitate, they can actually get this turtle.
Alright, Black already poking down Kun. Mythic Seals, they're not hesitating. They're trying to bide their time, but maybe this isn't hesitation because it's a natural echo, and Madzi goes in, but he's forced to cancel it out. Ken finds the perfect angle to just go in with a Sacred Beast form, but he gets punished. Madzi with another wall, and the ultimate from the Valentina cosplaying as an X-Borg. Nico finds Oh My Jenny, but Alita finds him back. Madzi with the Irithel means that Mythic Seals will have to take what they can get. They did get the turtle, though, with AI balancing it out in terms of the kills.
Dude, Mythic Seal, they understand. Going up against an X-Borg, you gotta be decisive. And hold on, they want to get this Irithel, but no Tsunami Slam yet for Boye. But yeah, if you like, just wait it out, the X-Borg will just increase your temperature, and then eventually you will get true damage. So Black is there. He does not have the shortcut, though, so he's just here just to protect Alita, making sure that Alita does not get ganked.
Yeah. Seems like your theory earlier about this being a mid lane battle is coming true, as Nico has been on point with the last Insanities as an X-Borg cosplay, while Oh My Jenny, just when we think Mythic Seals have already gotten a considerable victory, still able to land a Star Shatter to balance things out in terms of the kills, and even those Astral Echoes are coming in perfectly to provide the information and the utility for AI. So we might just get to the point where it's going to boil down to one big team fight leading to a wipeout for someone, and we'll see who ends up winning from there. Because at this point, when you get a lot of skirmishes and fights that just end up being like equal trades, it almost always leads to that one big team fight that just goes horribly wrong for one team.
And now AI is using the fact that they know Zippy Cutie will go to the mid lane, getting a double wave. It looks like Ken is gonna fight against 2, fight against 3, fight against 5. Can he actually make it out of this one? It looks like he actually got, oh my Jenny, how did that happen? But Alita makes sure that you secure back the kill. Ken, he died, but hey, he got a trade.
He somehow found it, but at the top side, Zippy gets found out, and that's going to be the Tsunami Slam onto PS. Here comes Kun, the damage, and it lands onto PS. Jungler out for AI. Mythic Seals will be able to get this turtle without a problem, without their jungler.
That's insane, man. Like, both junglers are having a hard time getting caught out, but still, I believe Ken got the kill when Oh My Jenny was outside of the map. Now, that's impressive. That just shows that Lucas is balanced.
Yep, totally balanced, totally just an all-right hero. Some would say he's even mid, you know?
Yeah, quite mid. Getting a kill when the person is already out of the map.
Yeah, with a really strong long-ranged ultimate that comes from your second enhanced form. So mid, bro.
Yeah. Now, speaking of which, Ken is down by. He actually goes on to Black. He wants to kill this chip. He might do it. And now everyone engages onto Ken. Ken got caught. Mozzie got the kill. And Kun can't do anything. He has to disengage. Ken really has that fighter mentality. I see someone, I'm going to pick him off.
Yeah, even if it's a chip, even though he knows what a chip brings to the table, he says, I can. But in that moment, he could not. And AI Esports punish him for it, but Mythic Seals still have river control because of the lead that they've had. And with AI playing around a chip, actually Mythic Seals have been playing the map well. They've been quite low-key about it.
Yep.
But all of these shortcuts have actually been a trade for AI. They're losing towers across the board.
Yep. Basically, Mythic Seal is using the fact that AI, they're gonna have empty lanes. And now Black, Cutie has to be careful. Portal coming in, and everyone jumps onto Zipicutie. Zipicutie gonna get taken down by Oh My Jenny. Yes, has to be careful. No more Firaga armor. Nico's not gonna engage just yet. Kun is gonna be the next to be sacrificed. Nico actually go in. He got Alita shut down. Given over to Nico, and now Boya gets a kill onto Black. PS has no HP left, and Nico jumps in for the double kill. Ken, he's even here. How did he get here?
Yeah, I'm surprised too. I think it was... Did he go through an enemy chip portal? It looked like he was just taken out, but at the end of the day, he's back. But NIKO delivers the knockout to AI. You saw it coming from the gank angle as Nico, last insanity flicker forward, catching the key members of AI Esports. We talk about it being a mid lane battle, and some of the best KDAs in this game are actually in the hands of the two mid laners. The Valentina and the Novaria together have been really great for these two teams. But the X factor for AI has been Madzi again on this Badang.
Yeah, Nico is just like, I don't need a jungler or a gold laner. I can be mid and still win the game.
I mean, that's what you bring to the table as a Valentina.
Jenny got it.
Ooh, yeah, Jenny still got that litho. Buys a little bit of time, a little bit more resources, but Nico is living up to the Valentina name of what you bring to the table. He's literally everything for the team right now. He's the carry, he's the fighter, he's anything that Mythic Seals need from him.
And now bottom wave. Looks like someone jumps in. Ken tries to fight back. And now Boye has to flicker out. Every skill imaginable from AI has been used. Look at this. Only Madzi still has his ult. So now, Mythic Seal, are you going to force out this Lord? How are you going to deal with this? You got to be careful of Madzi, man.
Yeah, that was a big all-in. But Mythic Seals understand that with the Badang ultimate still up, they're being a little bit more careful here, Madzi. If you pull this off, you mad lad, that is going to be the tournament play of the game. But AI Esports, they cannot get close enough. Madzi finally goes in, but he's not able to get the key set up as Ken finds the Lord. Zipping gets a kill onto Madzi. Mythic Seals respected the Badang.
Okay.
They had really good spacing, and Nico feels it in the air. Recall spam in front of AI.
Okay, Nick, remember what happened yesterday, right? You're hype, you're insane, you're crazy. Someone saying Nico played jungle in BG. Yes, that's why I say he don't need to be a jungler, he don't need to be a gold laner. He can be mid and still do the job. But bro, Nico, just don't throw. Just don't throw.
Yeah. Chill out, bro. I know you got last insanity, but you gotta chill out. They're taking this nice and slow. Nico takes a run of damage. A nice push up top by the Lucas of Ken. Black from out of nowhere. Zippy has to be careful. He's already used needles and flowers. Mad Z. They pinned down the 1-1. They get the Tsunami Slam PS, but Boye just tried to buy time. Time that he did not have enough of. And that's a double kill. 4 PS. AI. Immediately with a clapback. Mythic Seals need to be very careful against this chip.
Oh yeah, for sure. Looking at itemization here, even with the Wind of Nature, I really feel like it's not going to help a lot in this matchup because, you know, export true damage, Mazi, sure, physical damage, but true damage coming in from the Thunderbelt and Alita as well. That's like your only concern. To the point where I actually don't mind selling that for something else.
Nico has the angle, good burst, good terrify. Last Insanity finds Alita right away, paired up with Kun, and Ken and Kun together will be able to find Madzi. Oh my, Jenny on the run. Nico made up for the recall spam after losing 2. They get 2 back. The instant clap back by Mythic Seals.
Yeah, and now they got a wave up mid. Can actually go for this. Boye finds Black. Do they actually want to go for this kill? They're managing to get it. Immortality popped. And now they're able to get a kill. And now even the mid inhibitor, the Lord, will be spawning in around 50 seconds while Madzi and the leader are coming back. Mythic Seal choosing not to make a mistake. As I say that, Nico. Just respect, bro.
Yeah, Nico, it's all good, man. We get it. You're 6-1-4. This was the storyline, the mid lane battle. You're winning it so far.
Yep.
But you can still get punished. It's only a 3,000 gold lead at this point. AI has enough resources to turn things around. So chill out.
I mean, like, he's just aura farming at this point. Because I've heard the question asked before. Which is more important? Being rich, getting the win, or aura? And so far, it has been a landslide of saying aura is more important.
But I have a counter to that. Being rich gets you everything else, though. If you're rich, you have the aura, you have everything else, man.
Hey, you
Money
know what?
gets you everything.
That's the internet, man. The internet has spoken. Aura exceeds all.
All right, I will be broke and homeless maybe one day. Hopefully not, but I will still have my aura. Conceal play by Mythic Seals. Another concealed counter by Black. Forced to flicker out is the chip. He'll have his, I think he does have his Y walk, though, to be able to find a gank angle because that beacon closer to the purple buff of Mythic Seals is open for him to take. But he'll be holding around in the shrub. AI Esports, though, not letting up here. Nico, dude, really in the zone. He's really confident. Ken! No, oh no, Ken might get caught out here. Winter Crown, but it might not be enough. Ken gets taken out, spotted by AI, and all those recall spams gets countered. Zippy Cutie goes up in the air, but here comes Nico! That X-Born cosplay feels like the real deal. PS will get taken out. Zippy helps supplement with the kills and the damage as well. And Mythic Seals might be going to the Grand Finals.
PS is still standing strong. Maximum stacks of temperature onto Kun. PS still surviving in mid. Is the 1-1. Is the Valentina. Kun is making sure that this X-Board doesn't come back. Oh my Jenny, can you protect this? Clearing the minions so far. You can't do much now. And now looks like going to the Grand Finals. It's Mythic Seal.
Mangalaba to Mythic Seals. They are going to the Grand Finals and will have a shot at revenge against the Galacticos who got there first.
You can see Ken as well as